Yeah, we could be, I guess. They look very focused, so this is a solid amount of neutral. Are we live?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It should be good.
Well, I mean, I guess I can start talking about it then.
Yeah, let's go for it, man.
So, I mean, this matchup, Rano Edelis is big, slidey ice bear, one of the heaviest and biggest characters in the game, but is very different to that in the fact that he moves very quickly on ice. You'll see him get this ice down, and he'll dash attack across the entire stage super, super fast.
Okay.
Dash attack is always jump cancelable, even when he doesn't hit it. So he'll fly across the stage at you at super speeds, and he's this super fat bear that takes forever to kill, right? So he's living at 139 here. But the funny thing about this matchup is that Edelis' recovery is really, really bad. He does this whole up B thing, you'll see. He charges up down there. And Rano has moves like Fair and Nair, which Fair is a spike at the bottom. So if you hit him down there, he's just straight up dead. And then Nair lasts literally forever. So you can just go right above where Edelis is and press Nair. And it's a sex kick Nair. So the Edelis will just go bye-bye. And there's down smash. That's the strongest moves in Rano's kit by a good bit. Which is funny. You see Lucky going for armor there with his neutral B, like I mentioned before, with the ice on the ground. Oh!
Okay.
I think that was a dash attack fair, maybe just a random fair. And there is a lot of spaghetti happening on the screen right now. I'm not going to lie. In like the last 3 seconds, I started talking about 3 different things and got interrupted. But the thing that you'll see, I hope Mirai starts doing, especially when Lucky's recovering like this, is he'll send the icicles, the side B, towards the stage. And that's really great, right? Because it's a projectile that, takes up a lot of space, hits him in a lot of different places. But the problem with that is that getting parried there actually puts him into parry stun. So if he does those side Bs off stage where he's recovering and Mirai just parries it, the Edelis just falls to his death and dies right on the spot.
Okay.
Just for side Bing. So, I mean, obviously this is very, very back and forth. I think both of these guys have... obviously, off stage, and now Mirai's back playing on stage Zetter. On stage Rano, and that's the second down B from Lucky that we saw that game. Second down B kill, sorry.
Cool.
It's like a Bowser bomb, right? So,
yeah.
Obviously...
Ooh, it looks like we might have some drift on.
Yeah,
Lucky's
Lucky's... I noticed that too when he was setting up his controls. He's got a very significant amount of downwards drift. I guess the game just automatically crouch cancels for him. Interesting.
Looks like he's just going to play through it.
Yeah, I mean, he has been, and obviously he won the first game.
Yeah, it worked out last time.
It did. And so we're seeing the character switch from Mirai here, from the Rano to the Maple. I mentioned a little bit about how Rano Edelis is usually a good matchup for Rano. But this is an even more favorable matchup for Maple. But I think Lucky just kind of has Mirai's number here. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a lot of these early kills that he's getting with the fairs, the down Bs, and then he's building percent really well with these low percent tech chases with the dash attack like I was talking about earlier, and then building into nairs and up tilts. He's definitely playing not like an outstanding Edelis. Like, he's not doing anything that makes you go, whoa, like, this guy's crazy. But he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Those free punishes right here. There, that's a little bit of a flub. He misreads, but he's getting these punishes down very solidly. He's recovering well. He's playing neutral well, and he's just slowly building his percent lead.
Now, one thing that we talk about a lot here in the stream is, like, just the general concepts of how these games work. What really makes Rivals different from our usual take of Smash Ultimate?
So the biggest difference between Rivals and Ultimates, when you break it down, is defensive options.
Okay.
So that's both in the form of, like, shields. That's obviously the biggest one. But also in recovering. There's no ledges for recovering. You don't snap to the ledge. Instead, you refresh your up B with a wall jump, which is very, very different from Smash. And so that's how you see, especially neutral, plays out a lot differently, because not only do you lack shields, like I said earlier, but in general, characters are also just a lot faster, and you have mechanics like wave landing and plat boosting that can increase your character's speed so much. So you combine these vast amount of movement options with these lack of, like, very, very strong and consistent defensive options. and you get very early kills like that, where he misses a parry and just eats an F smash to the face.
Awesome.
And that's the site.
Congrats to Lucky.
Congrats to Lucky. I mean, very solid.
It's a 2-0 there.
It is, yeah. I haven't seen Lucky play Rivals in a very long time.
This is my first time actually watching Rivals here in this space. I mean, I got to see some people play casually over the past couple weeks or so. But a lot of it has been just what I've seen in some of the majors whenever that shows up. But it's a fascinating game. I really like that development team. They're all the time looking for ways to improve the general game. I mean, we got the update that had rollback. Then we got new characters. They announced on April Fool's Days of all days that they're doing a sequel, which is super cool.
It's so interesting because the Rivals team has always done their directs on April 1st. They started it 3 years ago, I think, and they released an offshoot. It was called Lovers of Aether, which is basically a dating sim for all the characters. It's
hilarious.
Very interesting, especially considering the game that Rivals is, you know. But I mean, it caters to its audience pretty well, I guess. So
that's awesome. I have one of the plushies that I got from Symbiote Studios that's a snake mech.
Yep.
And that's super cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things about this game, and it kind of just met a need, right? Because you have a game like Melee, which has very particular gameplay and very particular audience, and so there's so many developers out there that are trying to chase that dragon of how do we make this feel like Melee and be as competitive as Melee. But then, make it kind of unique in its own thing. And I think Rivals has succeeded.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that Rivals does really well. You know, when you talk about Melee, you talk about one of the hardest games to play, period. Because, I mean, you're talking pure, APM, right? Because of the mechanics like L canceling or whatever. You're having
and then just getting the damn thing.
Yeah, so many arbitrary inputs. And then, the whole thing of it's become easier with Flippy to access Melee. But it used to be pretty hard to play Melee. And, oh, God, when was the fall of Melee? Yeah, but you get the point. Anyway, but Rivals, I think it's done it very well because it's taken that, those crazy movement mechanics, those crazy combos from Melee, but it's taken them and it's lowered that input barrier a lot. You're removing a lot of the hard things that make Melee inaccessible, things like L canceling, things like, being a GameCube game, things, all of these other different things. And so you're putting a game that's, well, it's definitely not perfect, and it definitely doesn't, do everything right.
Sure.
There's a lot of things.
And I think that's why a sequel is really exciting, because, Rivals feels kind of clunky to, the casual audience. Especially, when I play it, I'm like, oh, I get what they're going for, but I don't really get what they're, actually going for.
That's the thing. It's really funny because the biggest thing that gets brought up, like I was talking about earlier, was the difference, the shields and ledges. And those are two things that they're adding to Rivals 2 that a lot of the diehard actual Rivals fan base was really, really upset about it. There was a Twitter whole crazy storm after the reveal trailer for Rivals 2 where they showed not only shields, which we already kind of knew about, but ledges more specifically, because it changes how recoveries work so much, In Ultimate, a lot of the times it's somebody gets to ledge, and then you're not edge guarding them anymore. You're ledge trapping them, right? It's an entirely different situation.
It's a whole meta, a miniature chess happening in the game, because you're trying to figure out what options people have to get up on ledge, what sort of plays you can make in those situations.
And then Rivals takes that entire recovery thing, takes some core mechanics of it. Okay, every single character has their up B, and they have double jumps, and they have wall jumps. But now all of a sudden, we're going to take this, and we're going to take the most core mechanic, which is getting to ledge and getting invincibility, and we're just going to straight up take that out. And then we're going to give the characters the ability to refresh their, get out of platfall by wall jumping so they can up B again. And then we're going to allow for a lot of these characters to just do some crazy, wacky things with stalling off stage. You watch characters like Eliana, Absa, Palm off stage, and they literally just sit there forever. And they're just like, I'm chilling out here. And it's just there's so many different unique characters. And one of the things that I like about Rivals is even though it's such a small cast relative to Smash, right?
Yeah.
Every single character is pretty unique.
I would agree with that.
And they all have these different mechanics, and some of them are just terrible. I honestly like some of Eliana's designs in terms of her 0 to deathing the entire cast off of mine. It's not fun to play against when you play against a good Eliana, but it's an experience, right? There's something about playing a game where every single one of these characters has their own unique gimmick, and you have to learn every single matchup. It's not fundamentals don't really carry you through this game, because if you find an Aetherless player and you've never played an Aetherless before, and this guy is a heavy that's slipping and sliding across the stage at 1,000,000 miles an hour and gets armor so he never dies, and you don't know how to counterplay any of that, you're losing.
You're just done.
You're losing. So you have to know, even though there's only so many characters, you know, it's like, what, 15, 16 characters now. You have to know every single matchup in order to be able to get far in bracket, because they're all so different.
And of course, right now we're going into Cort versus Rolo.
Yep.
Rolo on the Tiger.
Yeah, so it's
he's one of the fire characters.
Yep.
I can't remember his name.
Zetterburn. Yep, and this is a very, very interesting. It's another very polarizing matchup.
Yeah.
Sylvanos is big and heavy, and has very little get off me options. Sylvanos' fastest option is frame 6. And in the air, that's up air. So it's above Sylvanos, which means if Sylvanos, this big, heavy, fat character, gets in the air and Zetterburn just gets to keep doing things, Zetterburn has frame 6 up air, like you just saw kill there. He has frame 2 shine. He has frame 6 nair, something like that. Like, he has all of these super fast options that as
Seems
soon as
pretty comparable to Fox.
yes, yeah, no. He's closer to like PM Wolf, but yeah, it's And in fact, Dan basically just ripped everything off of PM Wolf and put it on Zetterburn. But besides that, Sylvanos is a very unique character. You see a lot of these weird like seed zoning options in the grass that gets down on the stage. Sylvanos can like howl, and then the grass all becomes like a hitbox.
There's several characters that paint the stage with an effect, which I think is really interesting.
And that's the thing. It was funny because I was talking to some people earlier here, and almost every single character in Rivals has something that they can put down on the stage to be interacted with. Zetterburn puts down that little carpet of fire, which granted is not super interactive, but it does light the Sylvanos on fire when he lands on it.
Sure.
The Sylvanos puts down the grass, and it enables down B, side B, jab special, which Sylvanos can do. So all of these characters, there's always multiple things that you have to be paying attention to. You know, if you're playing a game like Ultimate, there's only a couple of characters that you really have, you know, to worry about multiple things on the screen at once, right? It's like Rosa, like Duck Hunt, Snake.
Yep.
But these are all very unique characters, right? But in Rivals, every single character
Every
has
single
that.
one of them is
So
like that.
It's always so strange, and there's so many things happening on the screen. And one of the things that I actually really like about this matchup specifically is the interaction that Zetterburn has with Sylvanos. When Sylvanos puts down those flowers, you'll see them on the platform right there. There's one, but where he puts that on, another one right there.
Yep.
Those flowers block Zetterburn's fireballs, which is his side B. So they'll eat them and they'll stop. He can also shine them to destroy them, though, which, you know, shine is jump cancelable. But then Sylvanos can have 3 flowers on the ground at once. So sometimes you have these very interesting games of Sylvanos versus Zetterburn where they'll just sit there and like throw flower, and then they'll throw fireball and break the flower, and then they'll throw another flower, and they'll literally just like sit there going back and forth and like sort
feels
of
like Street Fighter 2 zoning almost.
Like, it's like this is such a weird interaction. And I play Zetterburn.
Are there bands built into the?
Yes, yeah,
that's handy.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
Cool. Now, tell me a little bit about the tournament setup for Rivals. Are players mostly playing on like any stage, or what stages are absolutely no go?
I'd say there's only a couple of stages that generally you don't see. It's Tempest Peak, which has these like up and down platforms and platforms off the side.
Okay.
And the platform off the side is the biggest one, because like I was saying earlier, with no ledges, that changes how recovering works.
Nice
so
early
much.
kill there.
Yeah, very early kill. And that's something about this matchup that Sylvanos needs, because Zetterburn is probably the character with like the most consistent early kill power in the game, because he has that fire mechanic, and whenever people on fire, they take 1.5 times knockback from his smashes.
Oh, nice.
And he can combo things like up smash out of shine. He can do shine up smash, which kills Sylvanos, even though Sylvanos is heavy, probably around mid-90s, 100. So Sylvanos being able to kill Zetterburn at a similar percent is very important. For this matchup. I was talking about something before that. I forgot.
Stages is what we were...
Stages. Yeah. So Tempest is the only one that people really don't like. You have some outliers. Endless Abyss, which is basically FD. People don't like that, just like some people don't like FD in Smash.
Sure.
And then there's one stage called Air Armada, which is my personal least favorite, because every single other stage in the game has walls that go all the way down, because Rivals bases its recovery off wall jumping to get your up B right back, right? The problem with Air Armada is that it's the only stage in the game that doesn't have walls that go all the way down. So it's the only stage in the game that you can get pineappled on. And your recovery, almost every single character basically needs a wall jump recovery besides like the air characters. So it just makes up for a bunch of weird situations where you're always getting pineappled. I hate that stage. It's terrible. Yeah. This is, I mean, Cort's doing very well in this game, too. Obviously, you know, lost game one. Game one was pretty close.
Definitely holding this center stage really, really well.
That's what I was just gonna say. It's the most commendable thing that you can do as Sylvanos is get these flowers down, get the grass down, be able to have your entire kit available to you, and abuse the fact that you have these massive disjoints, and then just tech chase them forever because you know. Sylvanos has down tilt, which covers like half the stage. Down special, which wherever there's grass just pops up in hitbox. So this character has some crazy good tech chase options, and all you really need is that first opening. But it's hard to get that first opening sometimes because you're so slow. But if you can do what he was doing there, force him into the corner and force him to contest you and not move out of the way, you're going to win those air-to-airs every time because you've got those massive disjoints. So very solid play game 2 there from Cort.
No, I think one of the things that did bring people to Rivals initially was the inclusion of the 2 guest characters. We get Ori from Ori and the Blind Forest. We get Shovel Knight from Shovel Knight.
Yep.
And so that's really cool. Both of those representations are really awesome.
Uh-huh.
And the I've actually talked to the devs of both of these games, technically.
Yeah.
But the Shovel Knight devs, I asked them, I was like, out of all the guest versions of Shovel Knight, which one is your favorites? And they're like, probably Rivals. Yeah. It's just really fun.
Yeah, he's such a, and I kind of hope that we will see an SK, but I also hope that we don't play an SK. We don't see an SK in this bracket, because he can be an annoying character to play against.
Sure.
But he's such a cool, he has that mechanic with buying items, and he's got, you know, the never-ending down air that you can just keep holding. Very good up smash right there. But yeah, and Ori as well is super cool. And Dan was actually, I think, on the dev team for the first Ori game when he worked.
The dev that I think of is Milton, who was on the level design team for the second one.
Yeah.
And he's the guy who, like, put together most of another Metroid 2 remake.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's super, super cool. They call him the Doctor, I think, on Twitter.
Yeah, that's cool. Super sick. But yeah, like the guest inclusion is super cool. Solid down smash. Good edge guarding from Rolo.
I just think that even though I love pixel art and I love the style, I'm very excited for the style of the new one.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of the things that when I first got into the game, the pixel art was kind of off-putting. When you're not used to it, it's kind of hard to follow everything on screen, you know, recognizing what characters does what.
Well, little minutia as far as characters are moving. There's like a squash stretch to the characters of Smash where you get those really minute interactions.
Yep.
And that's harder to convey in a pixel art style.
Because you just have straight up less space, right? Each pixel is so much bigger.
Yeah, especially with smaller sprites like these.
Yep. Yeah, so, but I think they did a pretty good job with it. And actually, Cort just got saved there. I'm pretty sure he just died. He still had a wall jump, so he could have up-beat, but that's a very unfortunate end to the sets. But
GG's. Congratulations, Cort. He will move on in our bracket.
In our winner's bracket.
All right, and then sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I can go play. Yeah, I'm gonna go play my game probably.
There you go. All right. So for those of you joining us, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you, Levin, for being on the commentary there for a little bit. We'll probably get more of Levin. Right now, I've got another person joining me here on the mic momentarily. So we're gonna do more Rivals of Aether action. This is a singles bracket. Bracket is available by using the exclamation point bracket. And then after Rivals, we'll be going into Smash Ultimate. So I have somebody new here with me right now. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Snowstorm. Nice to meet you all.
Snowstorm, thank you so much for joining us here at the Black Ice desk. We're going to be getting into another match here momentarily, but tell me a little bit about what your kind of history or why you like Rivals.
Rivals? Well, I like Rivals because it's a really fast, really diverse game. You know, it's kind of like Smash in the sense that there's a lot of more intricate strategy to it. It's not like it's not like traditional fighters where it feels like there's a lot of very set combos. A lot of it is very flowcharty.
Okay.
And with Rivals specifically, there's a lot of diversity in the cast and how they operate.
Yeah, me and Levin were talking about that. They're all very, very unique as far as like their kit and kind of how they work, right?
Yeah. So like, you have a character like Raster, which has who has a very strong punish game, but at the same time is very light, so he can die very easily to a lot of strong hits. And then you have a character like Sylvanos maybe, who is a little more Zoner, who's a little more focused on, setting up flowers on the stage and kind of just eating away at his opponent's percent. So, and then you have characters like Claren.
We've lost a cam. Interesting. Yep, we lost cam. All right, cool. Hopefully we'll get our tech guys to kind of fix that. But we'll be right back into a match between Levin and Lucky. Lucky being one of the better Smash players here at the space. Awesome plant in general. And I don't know if he specifically plays the polar bear here in Rivals or if he's got a couple other characters in his back pocket. But
I believe
we'll
he
see.
has a Crag. I remember him as a Crag main a long time back. I think back in 2017, 2018, back the old days of Rivals locals here in Minnesota.
Gotcha.
So
now, how long has Rivals kind of been cooking here in Minnesota?
So I think there was a small local team back in 2017 by Down B Collaborations.
Okay.
So a few of their leaders have.
We have heard about Down B. Some of them moved on to work for Panda Global.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah. So there was a bit of history there.
All right, so we've got tech guy John working on a camera repair for us because we are feeding the image through Discord, and then I'm capturing it here back at the desk, which works.
Yeah.
It's jank, but it works. Usually, every now and again, it bums out. If somebody, bumps a cable or something, it completely ducks out. But we'll get that here momentarily. While we're waiting, though, how's everybody doing? It looks like we got quite a few people here hanging out in chat with us. Really appreciate y'all jumping by. Got some love for Levin there.
Yeah, Levin, a very notable figure in the Rivals community.
That's awesome.
Top 50 player 2 years back-to-back.
Oh, cool.
I believe ranked 36 in 2019 and ranked 15 in 2020. So, definitely first seed expected to win this tournament tonight. So we'll see how that goes.
Right on, right on. Okay, looks like we got things coming back here. So once our players get their controls situated exactly how they like, then we'll be ready to roll. Ah, see, look, people like you too.
Oh, hey.
Snowstorm fans.
Good to see y'all.
All right, Levin versus Lucky. Levin on the left, picking Forsburn.
Forsburn, nice.
And then Lucky with that stick drift. See that little icon slowly going down? That's really funny.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Which that's what I do. Anytime there's something screwy here, I just flop it into us.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yep. All right, here we go. Going into this match. Tell me a little bit about this matchup there, Snowstorm.
So this matchup, this is a pretty good matchup for Edelus because he can just command a lot of that stage presence. So with Forsburn here, you got to be really careful for Icicles because if Edelus can get Forsburn in a stage disadvantage, he can get a lot off of that. So what Forsburn really has to do here, what Levin has to do here, is he has to really rely on those Forsburn disjoints.
Okay.
So, but if he can call out these icicles that Lucky's throwing out, then he can get a really decent punish off that. The armor there is going to be really tough there. Ooh, getting a good punish though. Hitfall up airs.
Nice little pokes. What else you got there, Levin? Okay. Forsworn being a kind of like smoke rogue sort of character, which I thought was cool. I played this game casually a little bit right before the big patch came out. So right around when Switch came out, I got a review copy from the developers, and that was super nice of them.
Oh, that's nice.
But I haven't played since the new update with the new characters. Okay, first.
Yeah. So.
Or second stuff.
Getting this icicles in there. So Lucky's actually in a pretty good spot to take a stock here. The only danger is that Levin has Combust. And so what that means is it's kind of like a Jigglypuff rest where you can just activate down B on command and it'll just send them flying. So, but he has to actually inhale the smoke to get it, so.
Very cool.
Oh, and just continually putting on the pressure. You're not getting that icicle parry though. That could be very dangerous for Levin if he's not able to call that out. But ooh, good DI though. Ready for that. Yeah, so the downside to armor there is that soft hit from fours like fair and down air are able to keep Lucky in, so that Levin can just get a decent hit off that. So, but we'll see where the counter pick is. Yeah, very good stage bans by Levin there, because he wants to be able to use plats. He wants to be able to stay on plat, so he can be ready to parry icicles, but also not have that disadvantage state against Lucky.
Gotcha. All right, going into game 2 here.
Ooh, nice little string there. Not able to get a whole lot. Yeah, there's the icicles once again.
Yeah, really increases the movement speed of Lucky, which is great.
There's the icicle parry I was talking about. Yeah, so you gotta watch out for that, because
that is unfortunate. Heck of a catch though by Levin.
Levin's gonna be ready for it. We'll see how Lucky adapts to that. Oh, and 2 stocks already, and we're only 30 seconds in.
This could be a very quick 2-0 for Levin.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Nice by Lucky.
Staying alive in this round, but it is double elimination. So, I mean, we could see more of Lucky in the future should he lose this set.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen Levin once again. Showing that he really knows how to play this game.
Goodness. Okay.
I can't believe he almost got that. That would have been very hype.
Lucky staying alive here.
Oh, very good down air.
For smash signals? Oh,
very good stuff by Levin. Just constantly putting under pressure, not giving Lucky the chance to adapt. And he takes the swift 2-0.
There we go. All right. So now we're going to get another set here. Wow, these matches go really fast there, Snow.
Yeah, they sure do. Rivals?
That is awesome.
Rivals?
So it looks like you are probably playing next, if I had to guess.
Yep. All right.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Yeah, for sure.
More Rivals coming at you here momentarily, folks. And now it's going to keep rotating in. We're missing Ben tonight. Unfortunate. He couldn't be with us this evening. That dude is super cool. I love Ben, and he loves Rivals. So I'm really bummed that he couldn't make it this evening, but it is what it is. We'll keep rocking, right? And I'm sure he's watching at home. All right, so I've got a new person once again. All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh! So please introduce yourselves to the lovelies.
Hello, I am Excalibur. It's nice to see everyone.
Very, very cool. So, X, tell me a little bit about Rivals in general. Like, what brings you to this game specifically?
Well, what brought me to Rivals specifically was my brother likes competitive Melee a lot.
Sure.
And the scenes overlap a decent amount because they're similar games. And so he just showed me this game, and I was like, this is sick as hell.
Nice.
So
yeah, I really like the general characters. I'm a big fan of this development team. I think they're doing a wonderful job with keeping their community engaged.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not very often that 3 to 4 years into a development, we just get a new update with rollback. That's cool as shit.
And 4 new characters.
And 4 new characters. And the announcement of a sequel. Like, that is crazy.
And they're still actively supporting the competitive tournament scene, which is
Yes.
more than Nintendo can say.
Well, Nintendo's got a lot of issues, but I am very critical of what they do. I'm a games media guy, typically.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, we got Poopydoop.
Poopydoop. It's going to be a cool match. Snowstorm is pretty good. He has won the RAS tournament, the Rivals Amateur Series, which is run through the Academy, which means he is regarded as mid-level. That's where they usually draw the line.
Okay, we're going to transition this over here. All right, so basically players are just getting set up now. We got Poopydoop on the right, and then Snowstorm on the left.
Yeah. I've just recently met Poopydoop, and his Maple is pretty nice. It's got quite a strong punish game.
Right on.
And I don't know, I would describe Snowstorm as a bit more well-rounded.
Very cool. All right, also playing the same character as...
Cake-Assault.
Yeah, as Levin.
Oh, really? Is Levin playing Forsburn? I thought
he played Forsburn last time. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the cast in a very, casual sense, and I haven't played since the new update came through. I have it on Switch.
Gotcha.
All right, here we go. Game 1.
The stage is good for both these characters. regarded, I believe, as Forsberg's best, if not one of his best stages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great early start from Poopydoop, putting on 37% there. Keeping away from this Forsberg, making something happen.
Ooh, very nice combo there.
Okay. Oh, nice catch there.
Nice job using that Lily to continue the combo.
Keeping things going with a slight spike.
Not quite caught off stage, which is nice.
Okay.
Oh, and the
Okay.
first stock taken.
Woo! Hit my man with a nut. What else you got?
One of Forsberg's main weak spots, if not his main weak spot, is that he is very bad off stage. So
Okay.
if Poopydoop can capitalize on these edge guards, that'll put him in a good spot.
Ooh.
Well, not quite the ideal parry punish there. Poopydoop still not quite getting hit too many times, which is good. For him, at least.
Yeah. Okay. So far, very excellent movement, great spacing. Players just kind of keeping at maximum range.
Ooh, nice combo here from Snowstorm. Couldn't quite finish it off, though.
Opportunity.
Maple is, I believe, the second lightest character in the game. So
okay.
They're going to die pretty early.
Ooh. There it is at
There you
120. Snowstorm takes that stock. We're 2-2 currently.
Snowstorm parrying the Lily, which means it's stunned, but they were getting comboed anyway, so it didn't matter too much.
The smoke is definitely a problem, I imagine, for casual players. Like, not being able to see your characters is certainly an issue.
Yeah, definitely. That plays into Forsberg's
nice.
trickster archetype. He's meant to be
Yeah, he's definitely
mysterious.
like a Loki or like a rogue in D&D. Like, he's really interesting.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. And just the amount of ways he can be played, I find also to be very interesting.
That's cool.
You can be...
Oh, deep chase.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Ooh, Boopy barely making that one back. Sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit, man.
Oh, Poopy's a stock behind. I did not notice that happening.
Which makes that last maneuver really sketchy.
Yeah. Ooh,
Okay.
Snowstorm barely making it.
Oh, almost caught him with that smash. I imagine a lot of the lingo carries through. Like, we're still doing smash attacks and, like, nairs and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
they're
probably
similar.
a, like...
They call them strong attacks in this game, only, I'm pretty sure because smash attack is copyrighted.
Yeah, sure.
But, yeah.
Really excited that here for the monthly, we've got face cams once again. Shout-outs to the tech team for making that happen.
Oh, nice combo here from Poopy.
Ooh.
He can finish this off. That could be the game.
Okay. Off stage, up stage.
Any hit could be a stock, and the first hit up smash into down smash. Classic combo from Forsberg.
Nice. Snowstorm takes game one. Very, very cool. If you're coming in for the first time here at Black Ice Club on Twitch, first of all, tell your friends. Bring some more people in here. The more people in here, the better it will be. And we've got a heck of a smash bracket coming up for you next.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
We've got events all weekend long, man.
Ooh.
We got some fighting games tomorrow, so some Street Fighter, Tekken, a little bit of King of Fighters, hopefully. And then Sunday, we're going to do a little Call of Duty.
Wow, I didn't know they did IRL Call of Duty tournaments. That sounds
We
pretty cool.
just had a major recently
Really?
for Rocker over at Mystic Lake. Yeah, a couple weekends ago, me and Brandon, one of our guys who works here, also on the pro team for the shooters, we went and had a great time, dude. And I don't even like Call of Duty all that much. I had so much fun. But back into this Rivals game.
Poopydoop barely missing that edge guard. Just trying to space each other out on plats here. Stages is also pretty good for Forsberg because they can use those high plats on the outside to use their smoke and not do much else.
Gotcha. Okay.
Very mysterious.
That first stock went to Snowstorm. Snowstorm trying to make some extra stuff happen here. Ooh, nice catch. Keeping things alive.
Oh, barely missing that down strong and going for one again.
Uh-oh. Firing back here.
Nice down strong there. Not quite killing this Forsberg.
Going way high to try to catch him. The clone trips him up a little bit.
Oh, just going for another down strong. I don't know what the decision making was there. Oh,
Percentages are high. There you go.
nice uppercut to take that. That was good spacing.
All right. Even stocks, but 117 on Poopydoop.
Yeah, Poopydoop going to have to do quite a bit of percent without getting hit to even this game out.
Well, he's certainly doing a great job
Yeah.
there. All
Very
right.
nice combo
All
here.
right.
And
Yo! Woo!
very
Woo!
nice combo from Poopydoop. Taking himself into the lead here, but not
Poopydoop
for
hits
long.
him with the big boop. Now we're even, man. It's anybody's game at this point.
Yeah, with how close that first game was, I wouldn't be surprised if this match went either way.
Okay. So far, advantage for
Got that
Mr.
Lily
Dupe.
out and the March, but doesn't quite hit. That Lily doesn't activate immediately, so if you get out of where the hitbox is, it will not wrap.
Okay. Keep the
Oh,
acorns
nice
going.
nair.
Uh-oh.
Catching that bear barely. Downer from Poopydoop and the re-wrap. But it gets parried. And that ends it. Wow.
Snowstorm coming out on top, but what a match.
What a match. That was very close.
Whoa. All right. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That's the kind of high octane stuff we see constantly here at the Black Ice Space, man.
Oh, yeah.
There's all sorts of things happening.
Hell yeah. Rivals is a very fast-paced and aggressive game, which you love to see.
I would agree with that. Cool, cool, cool. So here, coming up next, we will have either you and Vertical Canine, or we'll go into Winter Semis.
Looks like I already played Vertical Canine.
Oh, yeah,
so
you're right,
it'd
you're
be
right.
Me and Snowstorm.
2-0. I'll go ahead and mark that and maybe save Tac some time.
There you go.
All right, so we are waiting to see what happens between Levin and Lucky, and then Odin and Gomad. And both of those will win on, or the winners of those sets will go on to the winter semis.
Cool.
Currently, we got you and Snowstorm into the semis, so good luck with that.
Thank you.
And then hanging out in the losers, we got, Shrumble's here. I like Shrumble.
I've never met Shrumble.
They were here at the last monthly playing for one of the schools, I think Concordia, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, they're a pretty good Link player, I believe. They're a lot of fun to watch, regardless.
Sweet.
Very, very cool. And, of course, if you guys are looking for more esports action, find us on all of our different social media platforms. So just take a look out for the Black Ice eSports. If people wanted to follow you, though, where would plug your stuff, man? You got anything you want to shout out?
I would, but I don't I don't actually have much, like a Twitter or anything. So.
That's fair. Not everybody needs one, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys can find me at AC McCumbers. And then Forever Classic Games is also cool. I just put out a 4-page Elden Ring review.
Ooh.
I beat it. It took forever.
Sick. Yeah, I've been meaning to get into Elden Ring. I actually bought it, but my computer can't quite run it. So.
Heck of a game, man. Victory at all costs. I summoned constantly. Sometimes that game just feeds you some bull crap, and you got to feed it right back. So I did. I won through the help of the general Discord community, which is super, super cool. And I finally rolled credits on a Souls game. I don't care
Well,
how I got there.
congratulations.
I saw credits.
High five.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, I've completed Dark Souls 1, but that's the only FromSoft game I've finished.
I own all of them. I love all of them. I just never beat any of them.
Well, beating them isn't necessarily the funnest part, so.
It can be tough. And then we do have, let's see, as far as things on the docket, look forward to some coverage of PAX East from me. So definitely give me a follow on Twitter. I'll be doing some PR work for Black Ice. So I want to talk to the BenQ people I actually have a scheduled appointment with, so that should be a lot of fun. And I'll be generally just keeping an eye out on the esports and the kind of hardware scene for that. So if I see any cool controllers, I'll share it with people.
Awesome.
It'll be really cool.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get good at this game. That's the main thing I'm trying to do.
Is this the main game that you're working on specifically?
Yeah, I mean, since the start of this is my first competitive game in general.
Oh, cool.
So
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, I've been playing it since a little before the pandemic started, but really playing online a lot, trying to get good.
Yeah, thank goodness that online is getting better for a lot of these games, man.
Oh,
Rollback has been an absolute blessing.
Rollback in Rivals is very good.
Really?
Well, I can't compare it to Melee, but I've heard Slippy is just a really good rollback netcode.
Yep.
And Rivals is, it's got crashes every once in a while, but compared to what it used to be, it is very consistent.
That's awesome. Okay,
Yep.
so we are in the semifinals here.
Looks like Odin and Levin have started their match.
Yep, we're going to get into Odin and Levin here at Black Ice, man.
Levin is the only top 50 player that I know of that lives in Minnesota. So
Sometimes we have some, like, extremely talented players just hanging out. Like, it's crazy. Like, we've got a guy named Isam who's probably one of the best Soul Calibur 2 players that I know.
oh dang.
And then we have, I think, what was it? Mewtwo King used to live out here, too?
Mewtwo King lived in
I
Minnesota?
think. Either that or one of the other Smash players, maybe. But regardless, it's like we have some really talented people who live in this state. And in general, we're just getting good representation and a good opportunity for esports in the state. And I think that's incredible.
I haven't seen.
Uh-oh. Well, that's a problem. We'll come back to us for a little bit while
Yeah.
everybody gets set up here.
I haven't seen the Minnesota scene for Rivals of Aether too much since the start of the pandemic. I heard that once Ultimate came out, it basically killed the rival scene in Minnesota. So I love to see it starting back up again.
It's just cool that we have the ability to support a bunch of different games. Basically, as long as you can give me a feed, I can put it on stream.
Ooh.
And that's awesome. Like, I have specifically said we need to do some weird stuff. Like, I want to do, like, Bloody Roar 2 just for
that?
fun. You've never heard of... Okay, so for context, I'm 30. I grew up in the 90s. Bloody Roar is a PS1 3D fighter.
Really?
And you have the ability to turn into, like, a werewolf-style animal. So characters turn into, like, a tiger or a mole or a wolf. It's super, super cool, man.
That
It's
sounds
not
sick.
a good game by any stretch of the imagination, but
Hey,
the
we're
series
getting
is really cool, man.
Getting our match started in here pretty soon.
Yeah, so just for your context, this is Bloody Roar. Bloody Roar's cool.
Oh, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm into it. Here we go, semifinals, Levin versus Odin. Levin on that Forsworn. Meanwhile, I think Odin is playing Crag? What's the bug's name?
That is Craig, yes.
Okay, got it.
I don't know too much about... Oh,
Oh!
that is unfortunate.
Ooh, early
From
kill.
Odin. Yeah, it's from 0.
Okay.
Didn't get hit. The charged up strong. I didn't know if that was the best move there, but it didn't get punished, so...
It's kind of so I play a lot of Bowser in Ultimate, and sometimes you just got to throw it out, and if they end up ending up in your hitbox, it's great.
Oh, Craig is very much like that. Even at higher top level, you can see like ZB is famous for just going for raw F strong, which is Craig's slowest move, but kills very early.
Okay. Ooh.
Trying to cover that there.
Odin staying in the game here, getting tossed up to the upper right. Throws out the pillar, try to space out a little bit.
See, Forsburn changed color there, which means he can use that move called Combustion.
And that's the one you were talking about that's comparable to Rust. Or Rest.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
very
yeah.
similar to Rest, but it's not quite as good.
Gotcha. You have to charge it up.
Yeah, you have to charge it up by inhaling pieces of smoke that he can put out.
Oh, okay,
And
we get it, you vape.
Once you have once you have 3 smoke charged inhaled, you can use either combust from it or you can put out a bunch of clouds which can help you recover.
Ooh, Levin takes that first game.
Levin with a very strong start there. I don't know too much about this matchup, but I've only heard it's annoying. I don't know for which side, but from what it looks like here, it looks like it's annoying for the Crag.
All right, a little bit of a color change. Odin now on that bright orange Crag, which is a cool skin. I think that looks really nice. Oh, wow. Levin really putting on
really
the hurt.
going out there. But one thing that Odin could have done there is jumped up and used his empty up B and gimped Levin there because you can,
okay.
it puts you into pratfall if you stand on Crag pillar and they take it down. Nice parry that back air. Not able to do much off of it.
Ooh, okay.
Crag's main,
Oh, nice.
Very nice down air there from Levin.
Getting that smoke.
Yep, he's got that combust up and running again.
Okay. Woo. Okay, Odin trying to stay in this game.
Yeah, Craig's main neutral tools are going to be his down B and his rock, which I haven't seen too much of the rock yet. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
It's arguably the best projectile in the game because there's so many different ways you can throw it, which makes it very hard to parry.
Looks to me, too, like when you hit it, it
Ooh.
shoots out shards of pebbles. Am I correct on that?
That is true, and
Okay,
those
cool.
pebbles are invincible.
Ooh. Ooh.
Nice fair. Fair being one of Craig's stronger, more versatile kill moves.
All right, cool. And for anybody who's, like, unaware of Rivals, this is perfect because I am also, like, super new to this. Is there a rage mechanic as well as percentage builds up?
There is not.
Okay.
I
Good to
don't
know.
believe there's scaling either in this game.
Okay. Obviously, when I say rage, I mean, like, damage increasing based on having more percent, for anybody who's unaware of Smash Bros. I try to bring things to the casual audience so anybody can pop in and watch it.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Okay.
Nice parry the side B there.
Oh,
I'm gonna take
excellent
game two.
take
Levin,
there, Levin.
Levin looking very strong so far. Unsurprisingly, because he is...
Now, this particular one might be best of 5. Yep, okay, that's what I thought.
This is top 8. Yeah, the only other top 50 player that I know of that lived in Minnesota was Sparks21, but they moved to Wisconsin, I believe.
Now, it seems to me like a lot of the Rivals tournaments are happening at some of the major Smash tournaments. What's the big Rivals tournament?
The big Rivals tournament, well, the only Rivals major that's in real life that is specifically for Rivals is Heatwave in Arizona, which
Okay.
I believe happens in November.
Very cool.
And then other important Rivals tournaments have included, the biggest Rivals tournament ever was in Sandusky. I don't remember what it's called. Riptide, that's what it was.
Riptide. Okay. Oh, okay.
Very nice edge guard there. Yeah, Levin's neutral and combo game are very much showing to be taking down this Craig.
He's looking real clean tonight.
For sure.
Gotta say.
This Craig is off stage again. In Craig's side B, there's a specific amount of time before they can cancel, which makes it ideal for pairing, which is what we saw in their previous game. Ooh, nice up air there.
Okay.
Up tilt up air. Nice confirm there.
Odin in the zone, rocking out with his headset there. He's either
Levin.
got the game or maybe he's just jamming to some tunes. Either way, Levin takes another stock.
Forsburn Bear is a very strong kill move as well and can catch people off guard because it's very quick.
Okay. Ooh, ooh.
Nice combo there. Continuing it.
Nice chase.
Levin's
else you got?
continuing
Oh!
it. Dang.
Oh! 3-0 for Levin. And when I say damage, I guess I meant knockback. They're playing.
Well, those are different things in this game. Not always, though.
Okay, looks like we'll probably go into you next. Yeah.
All
Yep.
right.
So thank you so much for hanging out with me, Excalibur.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
We'll hopefully have you back soon. All right, so coming up next, we are going to go into Snowstorm versus Excalibur. It's Rivals of Aether happening at Black Ice during the Smash Bros. Monthly. So we're in freeze frame currently. We're doing a lot of different just platform fighters in general. And so if there's a particular game that you want to see at the space, whether it's for this event, for a different event, let us know. We would love to support a lot of different communities. It's all about getting people in here, especially for games that have like a smaller group. We can always bring in more people, and it's a lot of fun. We're getting Levin back. Congratulations. What
Thank
a
you.
set, dude.
I tried.
This guy's good. I don't know if you all realize that, but this guy's good.
I told myself I would not play Zetaber in this bracket unless somebody's playing a workshop character. So, because I don't know how those characters work.
Well, workshops, I don't know if they're legal, are they?
They're gentlemen for this tournament. They're gentlemen's.
Okay.
So, I'd probably play Basecast against like Malo or Hodan, but if somebody's going to play Olympia or Palm against me, I'm not playing those matchups as not Zetterburn.
Gotcha.
Because those characters are scary.
I forgot that the Hyperlight Drifter character was in this game.
Clarin, yep.
That's
Clarin
super
looks
cool. And they
exactly-
just announced Hyperlight Breaker.
Yeah. It's funny because one of the devs, SBS, he actually is making, if not, he has released it, a Hyperlight Drifter skin for Clarin, which
cool.
is literally like almost one-to-one from the game. It's super
Oh, so
cool.
Clarin is actually not the Hyperlight character.
Clarin is not.
He just looks
Hyperlight
like him.
Drifter. Just
Oh, okay.
literally looks almost exactly the same.
I was like, oh yeah, there's already a guest character in this game. No, okay, that's interesting. Wow.
Yes.
You learn something every day here, Levin.
Yes.
All right, so starting this game here,
This
we've got
is-
Excalibur on the Clarin, the guy
Yep.
with the sword.
Yep.
And then
And-
Snowstorm on the Forsworn, who seems to be a very popular character.
Yeah. Which is funny, actually, because I would say most of the time, Forsprint's probably pretty unpopular.
Really?
He's a very interesting character to play. There's a lot of people that just straight up think he's bad. I don't think he is. I think he's a great character. But he definitely has some struggles. Somewhat recently, they gave him the ability to get his double jump back off stage by upping into his own smoke, which is a huge change for the character. I think it made him miles better because it's such a good addition to his recovery. But then Clone is obviously like just the epitome of mind games in a fighting game, right? Because from your first glance, you literally can't tell the clone from the main guy apart until he like starts moving, right? The dead giveaway most of the time is when people start wave landing because the clone AI won't wave dash, which is funny. I think Dan, if you're watching it, which is funny because Dan's definitely watching G8 streams right now. Make clone wave dash.
Now, what's interesting is whenever it comes to clone mechanics, we see players playing around with that a lot. I mean, we recently had that super viral clip with Valorant where somebody's like, wait, what if I pretend to be the clone?
Yep.
And then they would get kills. And it's so cool when, like, the game allows players to make those sort of decisions.
Right.
Like, I think player expression is very, very important from games that are very mechanics-focused.
Yeah.
Things like fighting games, things like competitive shooters.
Yeah, and I think, especially with Force, like pretending to be the clone thing actually is a viable strategy. Because just like right there, if he does that side B where he makes the clone inside of smoke, it doesn't make any noise, and you don't see anything. So theoretically, if he does it inside of smoke, you never know if he's cloning or not.
Fascinating.
Obviously, you know, people move really fast in Rivals, so you can get across the stage and just kind of swing into the smoke, and you'll hit him a lot of times. But it is an option, and it's something that you'll see players like old players like Alexis used to do a lot of clone play like exactly what you were saying before, you know, pretend to be the clone. Play Forceburn is not like the best player in the world. Kagasol plays Forceburn, which is like a heavy bait and punish and super hard punish character. Alexis actually played him like a deception character, and it was a very interesting take on the character, and unfortunately he kind of got dated. The character is not very good at that simply because what you get off of clone is not that much. It's just that clone pop, right?
And then our TO wants to know if you are familiar with running Smash GG.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you willing to help out with the Rivals bracket?
Yes,
all right.
I am.
Because we are actively running the first couple rounds of the Smash Ultimate bracket.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. So first game there goes to
Snowstorm. Yeah, and I actually wish I would have talked about this matchup more. Game one. It's very interesting because these are probably the only two like not heavy disjoint based characters in the game.
Okay.
Obviously, Claren's a sword character, and Forceburn is like halfway a sword character. He's
got
the
the knife.
Yeah, right. Like his back air is basically a sword move. His up air is a sword move, but a lot of his other normals aren't. So these two playing, Forceburn has a pretty big advantage on frame data.
Okay.
With moves like fair, you'll see, you know, he goes out and just like he can do like 3 fairs in a full hop, 4 fairs in a full hop. Like it's like if you took melee Marth fair with 2 in a short hop and just put it on steroids.
Gotcha.
So Forceburn has the big advantage when it comes to getting up close. But aside from like Forceburn using cape, Claren has so much more range than him. It's a lot like I was talking about earlier with Sylvanos versus Zetterburn, where if this Forceburn can get in on this Claren, he will just make the Claren's day a nightmare. But if this Claren, Excalibur in this case, obviously, can keep him at bay and find these tippers at early percents, Forceburn can die at like 80-some% if you get, early tippers on the edge of the stage. Like right there, bad DI, that was almost a dead Forceburn at 80%. and that was on Tipper Fair, not even a smash attack. So
very cool.
This
so
character,
it's really, this matchup is all about spacing.
It's all about spacing. Yep, it's about spacing and being explosive. Because
Nice.
fire characters in general have some of the best kill powers in the game, and obviously these are two fire characters. It's these two, Zetterburn and what's the DLC fire character? I don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't know the names.
Malo, the
Malo.
moth. Yes, yeah, I should know that. But anyway, these guys both have moves that will kill, like I was saying, sub 100. Forceburn will have Combust and Back Air and Dare that can easily steal away stocks stupidly early. But if he's not careful and he gets caught dying badly, these Claire and Tippers make kill setup super, super easy if his spacing's good. So, and it's definitely a good game so far. Obviously, game 1 went to Snowstorm, but it was pretty close, and obviously they're pretty close here. I mean, Snowstorm's got a pretty hefty lead the longer and longer he keeps up this advantage state. But
and like we're talking, with explosive characters like both of these, like it could really swing in anybody's favor in like a moment's notice.
Like 100% Snowstorm, if he gets grabbed off stage until like double dared, he can die at this percent. So, like, right here, he can grab. Oh, but he went for the down air straight away. I think he wall jumped there. He might be dead.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. And he probably wasn't meaning to wall jump either, because the way that wall jumping works in Rivals, it's not like Smash where you go in and away from the stage.
Sure.
You just hold towards the stage and press the jump button, and that's how you wall jump. So as much as that's kind of nice sometimes when that's how recovery works is with wall jumps, it also gets you a lot of misinput wall jumps where then you can't do your second up B and you end up SDing like he did right there.
I see.
Which is unfortunate, but aside from that, and
nice.
That is some. He doesn't expect to get hit by the back air, and just some very, very unfortunate DI. But that's
we're sitting at 2 up.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were saying. Very explosive characters. You're not expecting to get hit by a force burn back air, so you DI out at 60%, you die. And you're at 60. So, in an ideal world, that's only half of your stock is that 60%. But these fire characters do not let you have that 60% be half your stock. That 60%, especially on a stage like this, Spear Tree, this is the smallest top blast zones in the game.
Okay.
Both of these characters, if, Snowstorm gets like a forward air into like the upward angle of Combust, Claren will die at probably 75, 80. And for a tipper down smash or a tipper up smash for Claren, the Force Burn, if he gets hit on the platform, can die at like 70.
Oh, geez.
So, yeah, this stage, the ceilings are stupidly low. And obviously these platforms extending out to the side, functionally, there's that death on the top with the fair and combust that I was talking about. But these platforms off the side functionally make the side blast zones closer, right? Because you can go out on them and hit the opponent closer to the blast zone. So functionally speaking, Spirit Tree is almost always the stage in the game where people die the earliest. That's why it's my personal favorite stage. I don't know if you'll be able to see me counterpick it, but if it gets left open this tournament and I'm playing, I'm going to counterpick it. So,
nice. Obviously, this is the one from Ori, which just has a fantastic soundtrack.
Yep, fantastic soundtrack. I really like the look of this stage, too. The colors are super nice.
Man, that music carries that game, dude. It really does. The music is outstanding.
It's so good.
It's a fine enough game, right? But the music, really elevates it.
The music definitely does do a lot for it.
Ooh, okay.
Very solid double dare right there. And my favorite thing about a character like Forceburn is you'll see Snowstorm, and then when I was playing Forceburn earlier, you see like these dares into dares, and that's a move that does 13%. So just like 26%, just 2 dares right there, and you can still combo off them. If they keep dying in, you can just keep daring, and you can just keep racking up percent. That's another one of the things that makes Rivals a lot different from Smash. Rivals has Drift DI. So even after your initial hit, whichever direction you keep holding while you're still in tumble affects which way you're sent. So
kind of like Excalibur too.
Yeah. So DI is super, super influential in Rivals in every single interaction that you have. Like the difference on the ground getting hit by a move like Claren F-Tilt, where you're DIing up and in, the Claren will just be able to probably F-tilt you 2 or 3 times if they hit you on the inside.
So when people are chasing, it's a lot more impressive.
Yes, yeah, A lot
because
of Rivals...
it's really not defined.
Yes.
There's minute ways you can adjust
It's very,
that.
very free flow. And the characters that really exemplify that the most are characters like Raster, because he has multiple merit air drums and moves so fast, and he just keeps on chasing the opponent all the way across the screen. And even though he keeps them and hits them the entire time, they're still interacting because their DI is so different. And every single DI is, it's DI like melee, so it's vector DI. It's not vector DI, sorry. So just straight up holding in doesn't help until Drift comes in. And some very questionable DI He probably expects that is his force sprint's F smash, the F cape into the second little thrust. But if he hits the first part like he did right there with the up cape, he canceled it into an up tilt. Just like the up cape, side cape can cancel into tilt. So he's probably expecting a typical force sprint combo is F cape into down tilt, because then it pops them straight up and you can like back air them or whatever. But obviously that second hit of the F smash, if you're DIing out, can kill you cross stage very early, especially on a stage like this. So
fascinating.
Very close game, obviously. I say that.
Right as you say that, Snowstorm takes that set in a 3-0 fashion.
Yeah, pretty solid play from both of them, actually. You know, as much as it was a 3-0, I didn't feel like Snowstorm was, you know, completely wiping the floor with Excalibur. I think every game was last stock, right?
He held his own.
I think it was for sure two of them were last stock. For sure two
right.
of them. I think probably all three, though. But
so now you will be facing Snowstorm.
Yes. I don't know if we'll have that right away, actually. I wonder how they want to.
We'll see. We'll check in with...
Yes, because obviously losers
with TOs.
Yes.
And then we'll be back with more Rivals of Aether, man. Like, this is so cool. I'm glad that, like, so last time we had a side bracket, we did Project M. Project M's hard to get on stream because it's on CRT. And we couldn't quite figure it out in time. So it's just cool that we got a side bracket on stream. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah, and... I mean, you say things about getting PM working, but getting Rivals working is almost worse sometimes. The amount of times, especially I play on Xbox controller.
Yeah.
So like every single time you see me go up there and we restart the game, it's because the game detects Xbox controllers on startup. So we have to relaunch the game every single time I want to plug back in.
Gotcha.
It's really annoying, and this game is terrible. It's like, Dan, fix your game, please. But instead of fixing his game, Dan's just make a new one.
Yeah, just make another one.
Yeah. I guess it's fine.
Funny. All right, I'm going to check in with one of our techs here. All right, thank you so much for hanging out with us here at the Black Ice Club on Twitch. If you're not already a follower, you should probably do that. Some cool things are coming down the pipe. We've got a lot of really cool tournaments planned. We have several different events planned. And just generally, we've got really talented players here. It's wild. I mean, look at this. Look at how many people we got. Smash Bros, man. It's awesome. We have fun here, I promise you. And if you haven't been to the Black Ice space, if you have the opportunity, drop by and see us. Otherwise, we're usually here on stream. And then we do have that Discord if you want to meet up with some of the players and just kind of generally hang out with us. You should be able to hear me, yeah?
Yep, I can hear you. Just
cool.
fine.
All right, so go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
All right, hey, my name is Aiden. I go by the tag Cort. I've been playing Rivals for about 6 years on and off now, and
okay.
I have a good amount of experience with the game.
Sometimes I forget how long this game has been around.
Oh, it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the alpha of the game came out in like 2013.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've got a buddy of mine who's now 23 that
God, I was still in school. That was like dinosaur times, man.
Yeah, back in high school. Holy moly.
Oh, I was in college.
So this upcoming match between Excalibur and Snowstorm, these are, I know Excal is really, really good. I don't know.
Well, this should be
Is this Levin?
this should be Levin and Odin.
Levin and really?
Yep. We are in winners finals.
Well, I know.
Or Levin and Snowstorm.
Levin and Snowstorm. Got it. Okay. Levin, I can attest to. I haven't ever seen Snowstorm play. I haven't seen Snowstorm compete at all, but I've heard very good things.
He's good.
Levin,
from what I can tell.
Levin is crazy. Levin goes hard. I've played some games against Levin, and Levin kicked my butt. He is really, really good.
Sometimes you need that, though.
Yeah.
I personally like entering bracket every now and again in most of the games we play just to be humbled.
Yeah.
Just so I know.
It really is like when you're commentating a game like this, it's really good to know how good people can get firsthand experience.
Yep.
Like getting into the game and getting your ass handed to you.
I mean, are you guys – so we talked a little bit about what the scene has kind of looked like over the years and how the thing has kind of developed. But where is the Minnesota groups, like, just playing Rivals? Like, where are you guys getting your games at? Aside from just general online pools, right?
Right. Well, so I can't attest for anybody else, but for me personally, Odin, which is my buddy for life.
Nice.
I've been friends with him for life. We get in games IRL, and we just hang out every once in a while, you know.
Okay.
play some Rivals. Other than that, we have a Discord that we communicate on, and we try to get in some friendly games with each other. And
Very cool.
yeah.
Obviously, the Black Ice Discord, people can hang out and play games with. That
yeah.
we always love when that happens. It's just kind of a cool little hangout spot. But obviously, there's the world of Discord is funny because there's all these little like micro ecosystems. I mean, look at this shit. I have like 30 of these bubbles. I use like 3.
Right, but they're these little like niche communities that it's really good to have when you do have them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm in a server for this old game that used to be around back in the day called Battle Right.
What is it? Battle Right?
Battle Right. Yeah, it was like a MOBA in the most traditional sense, to where you're.
Oh, I know this. Yep.
Like,
okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very, very fun
I've heard
game.
of this.
They stopped development on it, so.
It stays alive by its player base.
It stays alive by its player base. All right, so we're looking at our bands here for Levin versus Snowstorm.
This is the winner's final.
And this is a Forsburn duo. I'm really, Levin told me that he would not pick Zetter going into this, so I'm excited to see how this is going.
Okay, so Levin on the gray one.
Yes.
Snowstorm on the redder one.
Yep. There's some excellent conversions coming out from Levin at the start of the game. These down tilts are deadly.
This dude's got some great combos, man.
Yeah, and his platform movement is really, really solid, too. He's got some really, really good fundamentals to help him convert these smallest hits into these big damage combos and often even kills.
And the thing is about this particular game is things are more complicated than they appear.
Oh, yes.
Significantly so. Like, just sitting down and playing the game casually, even I can tell, like, oh, like, the tech that you can do is not necessarily portrayed visually super, like, easily. Like, it's kind of hard to determine what's what.
Yeah,
so
like
a lot of the things that we'll be talking about, especially coming from the commentary side other than me, will be kind of like these minute details.
Absolutely. And, like, this matchup in specific as well, because...
Ooh.
From a singular screen, you really, at a straight glance, you can't really tell who's the clone and who's not when it comes to enforcement. Look at that. That's what I was talking about when I'm saying those excellent conversions. He hit the hit 2 of Nair back into that down smash, and that killed.
Advantage currently to Levin, who's got the combustion ready, yeah?
Yes, he does. He's got the combustion on hand, so this is something that can kill as early as probably 40 or 50. But he has to burn the combustion to be able to get back on stage. It's that little nuance there that I'm talking about, where he wave dashed onto the platform, down tilt. And
okay, there, Snowstorm getting a kill.
Another down smash to close out another stock.
Yeah, this game has been a lot of fun to watch today. It's certainly something that I hoped that we would get a pretty sizable bracket, and I'm really glad that we did. Hopefully we'll get to do more of this, man.
I would love to see more of this. This is, I think, my favorite platform fighter in general.
Very cool.
I used to play a lot of Ultimate, and I dropped that game because it wasn't appealing to me in the same, like, cerebral way that I wanted it to.
Sure.
But this has so much nuance, and I can get so much better at it so quickly that it really...
Sometimes it's just nice to step out. Like, when you're into platform fighters, it's nice to see, like, people can really plateau themselves mentally.
Yes.
And I see it all the time. Like, people will get in certain patterns, certain habits, certain ways they play particular matchups. And, like, it's nice to just kind of break away for a little bit and kind of... Because there's a lot of strategies in high-level fighting games, no matter what it is, that will carry over into others. Whether it's spacing, timing, general strategy, like development, the way you practice... All of that can be just kind of helpful to step away for a little bit and then play like a different game. And so hopefully we'll see some of our Smash players rotate over to Rivals just for some fun. We already saw Lucky play a little bit, which is cool.
Very, very cool. Good to see. I played against a couple Smash players in bracket earlier today, and I was actually really surprised at the, like, because this game is so nuanced in the way that it plays, and I feel like the skill gap can get so high to where these higher level players can really just flat out stomp. Like the newer players. Like I played against Excalibur earlier, and that was very, very tough.
Yeah. We certainly got some really talented people to show up for our bracket tonight.
I'm very grateful for it. It's a real spectacle to watch. And this is going to last stock even, like between Snowstorm and Levin, which is very, very cool to see.
Yeah, both players sitting at a pretty sizable percent.
Yep.
Advantage currently to Levin. Or no, currently advantage to Snowstorm.
Well, we're back in neutral now, seems like. Throwing out the forward airs, just trying to get a stray hit to get that glancing of advantage that they need, and that is it. Closing out the stock.
Snowstorm takes game 1.
That was a beautiful closeout to that game.
All right.
You can tell that he's pleased about it too. Levin, not so much.
I kind of was on the just general thought that Levin might run away with this bracket, but no, we've got a game.
We have a game, and I'm really excited to see if these two make a rerun for Grands, because that would be a real hype set.
Could be really cool. I'm gonna grab this and actually move this down a little bit, so you can see that particular graphic. Yeah.
The usage of smoke in this matchup is really crucial to how these two are playing each other.
Oh, for sure.
Because they, if I'm not mistaken, I'd like to see it in action as soon as he steps in there. But yeah, they can utilize each other's smoke to their advantage.
True.
And so it uses, placing it is more of a cost-benefit analysis as it is just a general advantage.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So they have to be really careful, either one of them, and that is a raw F smash to close out that first stock. So
All right, big obstruction there with the smoke.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Got the combustion on tap.
The forward smashers, at least the forward and up smash on Forsborn is so interesting because it comes in 2 parts. It comes in the cape and then the actual knife.
Gotcha.
And the cape doesn't actually do any base knockback. It just pulls in slightly. So you can get interesting conversions off of caping and then not actually throwing out the smash attack, but wave dashing into down tilt.
You get like a scoop kind of.
Yes, exactly. And it scoops off stage really well too.
Very cool. All right, Levin putting on a lot of pressure here on the left side. Snowstorm trying to get back.
He's playing very patient. Ooh, he busts the combustion a little bit too early. Doesn't quite net him a kill.
Not enough, but even percent. Clones out. Trying to make something happen there on the bottom of the stage.
I would say that.
Okay.
Ooh, excellent. Snowstorm's clone play has been very, very excellent this game. He's been utilizing it really, really well, and now it's equal percents, but Levin is up a stock. So, be interesting to see how Snowstorm tries to make a run back in this matchup.
I mean, obviously right now, Levin has the opportunity to just kind of get in Snowstorm's face.
Yes.
When you're at a full stock lead, I mean, you can really start pulling off some risky maneuvers.
Right, because the advantage is not so, or the risk is not so dire. You can afford to make those little mistakes that might cost you a stock, and you still have a stock to say, okay, it's time to buckle down and play safe. So that's what I mean. He just threw out the cape there, trying to get a little catch on him as he rolled away, but he was a little bit too far away.
Okay.
This is also very interesting to watch because while the smoke obscures them, like the players themselves in the control of the character know where they are, but as to us viewers, we're kind of in the
There is kind of a disadvantage with that,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, and the
I mean, it's
combustibles.
interesting, but there you go.
I'll take game 2. Okay, so now it's even 1-1, best out of 5.
We've got ourselves a set
We got ourselves a set.
in the Forsburn mirror match.
I'm curious to see if Levin might switch off of Forsburn eventually.
Maybe.
I don't know if it's so dire for him to switch to a different character, but I know that his Zetter burn is incredible.
Okay.
So we might see a switch.
Which is also a fire character, and that's the
Yes.
lion guy we saw earlier
It
in the
is.
stream.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Because he has a lot more tools to deal with Forsburn's smoke.
Okay.
He has a projectile. All of his fire will get rid of the smoke.
Gotcha.
So, little trading hit there, and
Ooh.
bust. Good DI from Levin. Not going to take the stock yet at almost just over 100.
Making it back, but getting bounced around a little bit here.
And there it is.
Snowstorm catches him with what I assume would be an up.
That is an up strong, yeah.
Up strong, yeah.
I always say up smash because I'm kind of in the habit from the Smash series. But
I mean, yeah, it's kind of easy to just like translate that language over.
Right. And, you know, this gives an opportunity for all the Smash players at home to understand exactly what we're talking about, although I don't think that the discrepancy between the up strong and up smash is really too hard to understand.
Nah, they're pretty straightforward. But I do like to talk about these sort of things because I try to bring our particular tournaments into the casual space a little bit.
Absolutely.
That way, anybody who just happens by, no matter what game you're familiar with, or even if you're not familiar with it, you can have fun.
That's a really good motivation to have when casting these games, especially a game like this where visually, if you don't understand the nuances of the game, it's a very simple game to watch. And it's very fun to watch. It's explosive, it's aggressive, it's
kind of like Tekken. Tekken is very straightforward. It's just two characters beating the crap out of each other. Last one to stand wins.
Absolutely. And we're here we have advantage for Snowstorm again. Snowstorm's it's very back and forth, it seems.
Yeah, it's interesting because both of these players are really just kind of utilizing their kit extremely well. I mean, I don't think one of them's doing any particular different strategies from what I can tell.
No. They're
It just comes down to execution, right? Who can do Force Burn better?
Yes, it does come down to execution. And the other thing, the other discrepancy here is, I think the only discrepancy is how well you play around the smoke obscuring your movements. Because if the enemy, doesn't matter if they're playing Force Burn, they don't know where you are, it is incredibly hard to try to play against them in any sort of sense.
It is a very, very handy tool. Okay.
Look at that.
Levin putting on the hurt.
Ooh.
Coming over to the right side of the stage. Snowstorm staying alive.
That's a really beautiful. Oh! He was trying to bait out and make Levin think that that was the clone.
All right, Levin.
And he held it.
Takes a game.
So
That's two, man.
So this is
Smart play.
very, very smart.
That comes down to the mind games of these games, man. Like, it's all about it.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is a very small stage. I remember this one.
This is a very, very small stage, which means that this matchup in particular is going to be incredibly explosive. These characters don't really have any... Force Burn doesn't have any projectiles or any way to, like, zone out besides his clone, which is on, like, a cooldown, sort of. And so you really have to be, smart with your aggression, especially on a small stage like this, because the punish, like, where you can get punished from is basically the whole stage.
Gotcha. Move your mic up just a little bit.
Sure. Like
Perfect.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still no stocks taken yet.
No.
Pretty even percentage.
Catching those
Levin making something.
forward airs. Those forward airs are incredibly quick moves. I've seen Snowstorm make incredibly good use of this smoke in terms of his recoveries this match. Because when you up B into a smoke, it doesn't put you into pratfall.
Oh, okay.
So you get to freely up B again, or you can do whatever you want. You can throw out an aerial, you can air dodge. The choice is yours, and so the creativity really is there. That's the first stock taken from Levin.
Yeah, Levin seems to be kind of utilizing a lot of the jump in, like, get some combos going, make it happen, and throwing out, like, one block of smoke at a time, specifically to build that combustion. I mean, here we see him utilizing a lot of coverage here on the left side of the stage. Full combustion available.
And that was a dangerous spot for Snowstorm to be on the top of the stage. With Force Burn combustion, that can kill off the top very early.
Ooh. Trying to poke through this platform.
And it's hard to say whether that was intentional that he missed the parry there, or that was an attempt at a bait. Because in this game, I'm sure as you've been noticing, there's no shields. And so the only defensive mechanic that you have is parrying, which works kind of the same way that it does in Ultimate, except it grants you...
Oh,
beautiful,
nice catch.
Beautiful. It grants you invincibility frames, as well as it stuns the opponent.
I have noticed that. Yep.
So
when you get that parry, your opponent just kind of like hangs for a second, and that's your opportunity to punish.
Yes, and then you can. There's a lot of characters that can set up huge combos out of it, just out of one normally hard to hit move. This is really, really strong gameplay coming out from Levin now. First game was a little rough. He's really taking it back.
Very close to taking out this set. Potential game point for Levin.
And that might do it. That might be the edge guard situation that he needs to close out this game.
Oh.
That's it. The combust. And it takes it.
Nice.
Levin takes the game 3-1 over
Moving on
Snowstorm.
to the grand finals, man.
Is Grands next?
Probably not on stream. We'll probably check out some of the losers bracket depending on how much that has developed.
Sure.
But let's take a look at that losers bracket. While we're at it, let me switch our camera over. Oh, whoops. Not that button. This button. And then that. Yep. Okay, cool. We're back. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
All right, so we're looking at a bracket here. In the quarterfinals, we had Poopydoop winning over Odin in a 3-1. Meanwhile, Excalibur and Gomad are going to be playing, also in the losers' quarters. And then the winner there is going to face Poopydoop in the semifinals. Obviously, somebody's going to have to fight their way back up to face Levin, which I think is kind of a rough situation considering how good that player is.
Yes, it's a very rough situation. You're going out of the frying pan into the fire. And I've played a numerous amount of games with Poopydoop, and he is a really, really solid player. I'd be really interested to see. So I guess we're waiting on the winner of Excalibur and Gomad.
Cool.
For that losers semifinal set, and that is going to be another explosive game to watch because I know Excalibur is a very, very solid player fundamentally as well as Poopydoop, so that's going to be a little bit of a different matchup than the one we just saw. We're going to have two different diverse characters, and we can be...
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Force Burn today.
Yes.
Like, if you're into Force Burn play, today is the day for that, man. We've got a lot of it.
Today is the day to be here and be watching the stream. Although I would say in general between the Rivals players here, there's a lot of character diversity.
Okay.
I think other than Levin and Snowstorm, I don't think any one of us are played the same character.
Interesting. Now, obviously, we have new characters in the roster. On the farthest outer edges of each of this screen, I'll pull this up for you guys, we have Malo, and so the cast is broken up into these tribes. So we have like the fire tribe, we have the wind, the water, and then I think the forest or the earth.
The earth.
And so we have Olympia, Malo, Palm, and then this last character. Odin.
Yes.
So all of these are new. There is there's rollback now, and the game's fairly affordable. This game's at most $20 at any given point. Usually it's on sale.
Yep, it's usually on sale. I think right now it's $25.
Now, is there crossplay on Switch and such?
No, there's not. Nope.
So there's not crossplay, but also on PC there are custom characters that people can make.
Yep.
Because I've seen like the Sandbag from Smash Bros.
There's a whole slew of workshop characters that exist in the game, and
super cool.
So, let's take a second to run by the workshop characters, because the workshop characters, at least for this bracket, we're running on Genesis rules, so these workshop characters are in a gentleman's agreement. So if two players agree that it's okay to play workshop characters, then they play workshop characters.
Fascinating. And the way you would get into that is you just kind of log in to the cast that exists in a server through the game. Like, is that easy to just find your character? Like, how difficult is it once you say, all right, I'm going to play Workshop Sandbag? How hard is it for me to go from game to have that character available?
It's very easy.
Okay.
You type in, you say, I want this character. For example, there's a custom character, Gengar, that you can play as. You type in Gengar, you see the mod, you subscribe to it, you enable Workshop in the game, and boom, you're ready to play.
But you do have to do that through Steam. So in order to get there, you wouldn't be able to, you'd have to go into Steam and make that happen.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But it's very, very easily accessible.
Because obviously people like AlphaRad kind of made the Workshop extremely popular in the YouTube space.
Absolutely. And AlphaRad has helped the popularity of Rivals of Aether in general.
I would say. Because he's also run a couple tournaments, I believe.
He's run a couple tournaments, yes. And it's really, really good to see this game get into popularity.
That's awesome.
Especially with a lot of Melee players coming to this game, because it's not so frustrating on your hands due to the removal of L canceling and a lot of other frustrating mechanics that were very, very hand intensive.
Yeah, kind of dexterous. Like
Yes.
it requires a lot of dexterity to pull
Right.
off.
There's a lot of players that are getting carpal tunnel. A lot of players that are developing arthritis early just because the game is so technical on the controller side. This game removes that sort of difficulty of execution and makes the barrier of entry fairly low so that you can execute any given action whenever you want to, and then it comes into, okay, well, what are the nuances of this game, and trying to find, what each individual character does, because I think that they've done a fantastic job of building character identity in Rivals of Aether. I think that every single character...
We have talked a lot about how every single character does have like a unique kit and like different ways that they sort of affect the game outside of just moves. I mean, we see a lot of characters change the way the stage layout kind of works in a lot of ways, and that's fascinating.
It's very, very fun to play and to play against, because it feels like when you play a character, you're having an impact on the game at hand. And I feel like there are a lot of characters, at least that was part of my frustration with Ultimate, to where I felt like I could not impact the game in a sizable way. And granted, I was playing DDD against a bunch of top tiers, so that's probably not the best situation to be in. But even when I'm playing a character that is deemed, one of the worst characters in the game, which is Sylvanas, I still feel like I'm impacting the game, and I still feel like my moves have weight, and I have, reason to be doing every single motion that I'm doing.
Very cool. In a way, like, finding games that are just as interesting mentally and through gameplay expression and all of that without the amount of intensity and inputs, I think is a really important space to be in. I mean, we see Fantasy League does that a little bit. Even Grand Blue Fantasy has that a touch.
Right.
But the most extreme version of this is Dive Kick. Dive Kick is a two-button game.
Two-button fighter. Dive and kick.
And that's crazy. Like, I appreciate that the fighting genre is so diverse and accessible in the way that there are, like, for most games, there are ways to just immediately adjust your controls, which I think is very, very important as far as accessibility and getting more people into the game long-term is concerned, right? And so it's just nice that the fighting game communities and the creators are willing to make players a forefront of their design.
Absolutely, 100%. And it's really the communication between players and the developers of Rivals of Aether is huge.
And I do a lot of games journalism. I just had a conversation with the developers of Dawn of the Monsters, which is a really cool kaiju beat-em-up that's made by 13AM, and then it's published by Way Forward. Everybody knows Way Forward if you're into indie games. But I asked them, I said, okay, is it helpful for you to have these like Discords and stuff where you have players playing your game and talking to you about it? And he said, absolutely. Like, no hesitation at all. So for some developers, like, being able to have immediate contact to the people who care about your game the most, extremely valuable.
Absolutely, 100%. And before we start our next game, I would really like to touch on these new 4 characters that just been added. So let's start in the top left with Malo. So Malo is a very, very interesting character, and his unique role in the game is he's kind of a hybrid zoner scrapper character.
Okay.
So he's got these bombs that he can use to throw out in zone space, and they blow up on a timer, or if you hold them in your hand long enough, they'll blow up on contact. As well as him having a gun, which is sort of like this guided projectile.
Okay.
That you can move across the stage.
Kind of like Snake's missile, how you can like maneuver it a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, except it doesn't have a hitbox when it's coming out. It only has a hitbox on the explosion, the final hit.
Interesting. Okay.
And it doesn't like explode on contact, so you can...
You have to specifically time the like explosion.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. And all of his other specials interact with his... they interact with his bombs. So with his side special, you can throw the bomb when you when you shoot the gun, and so the gun will detonate the bomb.
Okay.
With his up B, he dives up into the air, and it looks like we're getting some.
We are getting Excalibur versus Gomad here.
Really? And it looks like this. They're up. Excalibur's up 2-1 over Gomad. Looks like they've played a couple games off stream.
Oh, maybe.
So they're getting on stream for I guess, what could be game point.
Potentially. Okay, we've got Ori.
Yes. Gomad on Ori. Ori is a very, very interesting character, in my opinion. I think that Ori has some fundamentally... I don't want to say broken, because I really don't think...
I mean, he's got some set play because of the way the orb
Yes.
moves around, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that there's a lot to be said about that, and I think that there is a lot to be said about the way that Ori wins neutral versus other characters.
Yeah, okay. We are getting into this set kind of in the middle of it. So currently Excalibur is leading by 2 with Gomad at 1.
Okay. So that's going to be really, really exciting to see that kind of matchup played. Ori's a very, very fast character. And Claren is not so fast. Claren excels at platform movement, but Ori, with being how fast she is, she also excels at platform movement. So,
Looks like we're getting in the middle of the actual game too, which is interesting. That or we need a control setup. Yeah, okay.
Everything remaining.
Yep, okay. So the rest of the bracket we will be getting on stream here for Rivals.
Awesome.
So that means we're getting loser semis. We're getting the rest of this loser's quarter, and then we'll be getting everything else.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, it's really good to see these two players getting to go at it.
Yeah, I feel like in general it's just really cool to have Rivals in the space because we know that this community exists in the state.
Yeah.
We know that y'all are out there playing as often as you can. So I'm just glad that, 1, people came out, and 2,
absolutely.
we get to stream it. How cool is that?
It's very, very cool, and I hope to do more with it in the future and get even a larger community together. Beautiful parry on that neutral air there. Ori has some really fast moves, so it could be really difficult to parry. And that's a bash. Is that death?
Oh,
death.
my goodness.
Oh, my god. And he got an achievement on stream.
Look at his face.
He
Heck of an early kill there for
He's
Gomad.
pleased about that one. And that's it's an early stock. That's not techable.
Uh-oh.
He didn't DI that hit, so he doesn't get to tech that to the side of the stage. He just gets eaten. Eaten by it. Ori's caveat is that she dies really, really early. She has some of the best neutral play in the game and wins neutral very, very often
Okay.
against other characters. However, she dies incredibly early, and a lot of her kill power is reliant on these high-risk moves, like Bash, which he just whiffed and died for.
Bash being one of the central mechanics of the initial game, Ori in the Blind Forest
Yes.
and Ori in the Will of the Wisps.
As well as the character in Rivals of Aether. Her Bash it can be interacted with projectiles and characters,
Oh, cool.
which include her own. So she can bash her own projectile to get a burst of height, or to throw a projectile, or she can bash players to send them directly down into the blast zone, which, as we saw in that first stock.
Really interesting stuff. I mean, obviously, just the general way that interaction works also works in the core game, but there we see Excalibur taking the set at a 3-1.
3-1.
Congratulations.
That was a very, very explosive and quick game. I think what we saw between Levin and Snowstorm was a little bit more methodical, and they were, because they've played before. They've played in offline tourneys before, so they're kind of trying to feel each other out, read each other, and see what is going on.
So Excalibur will probably just stay here at the stream setup, and we're going to get Poopydoop coming up to the mic, or not to the mic, to the stage.
Very, very exciting. Very, very good to see. And Poopydoop is a friend of mine.
Very cool.
And he plays Maple. Maple is the tier list in this game is very loose. A lot of the characters are viable at a high level. I would say that almost every character is viable at a high level. Maple is kind of considered the cream of the crop.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Maple,
Okay.
Maple is a very, very strong character that has a lot of tools to combo, has a lot of stage control, and is very fast, so it's very easy for her to get out of combos, and she has a lot of moves to get her out of combos initially as well, being Nair and Jab on the ground.
And we are getting the Shovel Knight medley. I'm a big Shovel Knight fan. I've done several interviews with the Shovel Knight staff, and I even have a copy on the Wii U that's signed by like 4 of them or something.
I absolutely adore Shovel Knight.
Yeah, it's an incredible game. I love it so much.
I did a little writing piece on Jake Kaufman, who's the composer for Shovel Knight.
Very cool,
And-
yeah.
And he is...
I'm going to show you something while we're talking.
Sure,
about it.
absolutely.
This is my website.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Very, very... Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, man. And we got a podcast and all that. But that's how usually I interact with these developers.
Oh, dope.
Is through that system. But you've written a piece about the composer.
Yes, I've written a piece about the composer, Jake Kaufman. He is one of... so I'm a audio engineer and music producer. And so that was kind of like my inspiration to get into music production in the first place was...
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, I absolutely love him as a composer, and I think he composes some fantastic music with great... Like,
yes, he does.
Retro-inspired... Like, a lot of his music is very Mega Man inspired, which I absolutely love because I think the Mega Man soundtrack is phenomenal.
Yeah. Me and you need to talk after the event. Are you staying around for most of the night?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I'll be staying around for a lot of friendlies and, just to hang out and talk.
Yeah, once we get through everything and we're in kind of the hangout period, I do want to, like, play this a little casually.
Sure.
All right, so we are in this particular set. We're actually in loser semifinals.
Not quarters. Not anymore. No.
And, of course, we have Excalibur on the Sword Swinger.
Yes.
And Poopydoop on the Maypole, the little raccoon-looking guy.
Yes. And he is really exceptional at this character. He is, in the truest sense of the word, a Maple one-trick.
Okay.
He plays Maple and only Maple. And I think, if I remember hearing correctly, I'm pretty sure Excalibur only plays Clarendon. And that beautiful conversion. That up strong is really, really volatile. It can kill really early, or it can not kill at all.
Very cool. I think there's something to be said about one tricks, though, because sometimes you learn a lot about the characters by watching people who specifically play that character.
Oh, absolutely. Because they've had to succeed at this character in every situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've had to succeed. They've played against every matchup. They have done everything.
Heck of a catch there by Poopydoop.
Poopydoop's roll catches are just phenomenal. He does it to me all the time, and it's really, like, his coverage is insane. I can't get away from him sometimes. But Maple's advantage state in general is having Lily on the ground and having your opponent have those, like, blue leaves around them, which is called being seated. So when you are seated, she can tether to you with her up B, and that's like her form of recovery. And it creates this really strong advantage state to where she can tether to you at any time. Even if she's at disadvantage, she can tether to you, hit a neutral air, and if you don't see it coming,
You're just done.
You're done. Yeah, that's it. Now she's an advantage, and then you're going to be in a combo, and
Excalibur getting that samurai style move, but damn, Poopydoop takes that game.
He takes the game with a double down smash.
Wow.
Very, very strong. Like I said, his coverage on the stage is really, really good. I've noticed that his weakness sometimes is that he drops conversions in the air.
Okay.
So I'd like to see a little bit more aerial play from Excal. Hopefully we can get that because Clarendon does have some really, really strong aerials and ways to space Maple out.
Very cool.
So
Game 2.
Game 2, here we go. Taking them to Troupple Pond.
I love the Trouples.
I love this stage and the aesthetics that brings from Shovel Knight. I hate playing on it because I don't like the way the platforms are situated.
Okay.
Ooh. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. Well, the up B gets canceled by the Nair. They trade on that. A beautiful parry, but he's not able to punish on it.
Oh.
Another parry, and he gets the grab. Oh.
Nice. Holy crap. That felt... I don't know how cool that was in the sense of, like, Rivals-specific things, but that looked incredible.
That was very, very cool. I love seeing that conversion. That is... when it comes to these conversions, these are practiced, like, combos that people get oftentimes online or just in practice mode, and they grind it out for hours and hours and hours, and to see Excal hit it in bracket is
That's
amazing.
awesome. Really cool stuff, but Poopydoop not out of the game.
No, he's not.
Holding the left side of the stage fairly well. Excalibur gets back in.
That is one of those things that I think Poopydoop has to watch out for in this matchup, is that, ooh, lovely forward air, tethered forward air. That takes it. But that's something that I think that Excal has on Poopydoop, or Clarion that has on Maple in general, is that if you land that stray tipper, she has a tipper mechanic similar to Marth, but it stuns you for a little bit.
Gotcha.
And so if you land a straight tipper,
nice.
you can reset neutral completely. And so it's really, really useful to get yourself out of a disadvantaged state. However, hitting that stray tipper is something that requires a lot of practice.
Yep.
So,
because it's all, I imagine it's all about hitting that blue spot.
Yep. Actually,
gotcha.
It's perfect. And I love the way that it's visualized in this game, the clarity of where Clarion's sweet spot actually is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Really, really
cool little things like that is why I really like the indie space, because a lot of the designs are just so layered in the way they're considered.
Absolutely. And this game is incredibly fun to play at a competitive level. I think that even the competitive players, because there's a lot of competitive players in a lot of games that don't enjoy the game that they play, but they just play it because they're good at it and it makes them money.
Yep.
You see that a lot with Melee.
Most League players.
Most League players.
Most Counter-Strike players.
You see that with Melee players a lot in terms of the platform fighting space.
Yep.
But this game,
nice.
I've talked to quite a few of the top players, and they all seem to really enjoy the game.
That's awesome.
Just in general. They don't play it just because they're good at it. They play it because they love it, and they love the community. And
always a plus, man, when that happens.
It's a huge plus.
Oh,
that
nice.
Is wonderful.
Yo.
Yes. That's what I mean about those tippers. If you hit a straight tipper, that can end your life.
Jeez. That was awesome.
And Excal is incredibly good at converting off of those small, minuscule hits. I think that Poopydoop has the edge in neutral overall, just being a faster character and having all these tools to set up the stage.
Sure.
But those conversions off of Excal have been really incredible, especially that last game. So I'm excited to see what he does on this stage, because this stage has some really varied platforms that you can do some really incredible stuff with.
We're actually getting some fairly high-level Rivals play tonight, which I appreciate. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really, really great to see high-level play. And, even when you watch matches that are, top 50 players, there was a set that I was watching last night between, it was Giga Bowser, who is one of the best Sylvanos players.
Okay.
And I think it was MSB, who is one of the best Krag players. It was really, really an incredible spectacle to see how much you can do with each individual character.
That's awesome. Ooh. Try to go for something.
Ooh. Trying to space out that forward smash. And he gets the smash deck, and he was the double down smash. We'll take the first stock of the game.
All right, Poopydoop.
Poopydoop's crazy. He's really, really strong. He's a strong fundamental player. He's the one that I got outed in bracket too. So honestly, seeing him make it this
Respect.
far, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, there you go. If the guy who beat me ends up winning, that means I'm pretty good.
That means my 6th place out is not
that
so
was
bad.
my bad luck there for a while. Is every time I would play a Melty Blood bracket or a Gears bracket or Guilty Gear,
yeah,
I would end up playing the person who won the best player in the set.
Oh yeah.
Just because we had the seating weird or something. I don't know. It was fun.
It's still fun oftentimes. I mean, it's a little bit more frustrating when you're in bracket, but it's really fun, I find, especially in this game, to get your butt kicked by a really good player.
Yep.
And it teaches you so much.
Sometimes you don't learn a lot when you're winning all the time. I talk to a lot of the players who are at the we have one guy who comes in and wins basically most of the Smash tournaments that he enters.
Sure.
And I've seen these players struggle with the way they talk about this on social media and stuff. They're I don't know if I'm growing, and so that can be a real big problem when you're trying to improve against players that are far better than you are.
Absolutely.
So we see some of these really high-level players not only maybe rotating off to a different character for a little bit, but also trying to find matches with people who are better than them, and then just teaching others.
Yes.
Which I think is also an incredible skill.
Teaching others how to play the game is a really wonderful tool, because it'll make you realize stuff that you didn't really think about initially.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes we all need just a perspective shift, man.
Absolutely. And
all right, down to last stock.
Ooh. Very, very excited to see. It's 1-1, so this isn't going to be the game, but
oh, advantage. Oh,
that's it. That'll take it. The tether up air combo.
Nice. Poopydoop leading 2-1.
He's incredible at those. That's actually a 50-50.
Okay.
So if you do that move, when you do Maple Tether, you can choose where you get put below them. So you can say, okay, are you going to DI to the left or right? And if I, tether to your left or right, I can hit you with a neutral air and kill you off the top. Or if you just DI straight up, which would normally avoid the neutral air, then I can hit you with the up air, but only if I come right below you. And so it's that 50-50, and it's a guessing game. You have to mix yourself up and not get hit by the same thing over and over, which I am very prone to.
Oh, great spacing right now by Excalibur.
Beautiful,
just using the
beautiful
end of that sword, keeping Poopydoop at bay. Okay.
That up tilt to catch the tether is beautiful, and then the conversion with the up strong.
What excellent timing.
And only 30% on Excalibur. This
Definitely looking very clean in this particular game.
Yes, it's looking very, very good for Excalibur. This stage is a little bit harder for Maple because she doesn't have the advantage of I'm fast, so I can cover a huge stage really fast. But Claren definitely has the advantage of I have a big sword and I can cover the entire stage with my hitboxes. So it is really, really... he makes it back with the lovely up air, and I think that's death.
Oh, boy. A full stock ahead.
Yeah, it's looking like this game is going to go to Excalibur, but I'm not taking Poopydoop out of it yet.
No, some players have a real kind of advantage whenever they're, backed into a corner, right?
Absolutely. That beautiful. Oh, my God. The back air spacing there was wonderful.
Okay. Ooh, Excalibur.
That might be death.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Poopydoop back in action.
And that he's holding on. He's got some excellent DI. Really, really wonderful DI and disadvantage from Poopydoop.
Can we at least get another stock here?
And he gets the yep, that's it. No, not quite.
Okay. Still alive. Went for the up smash.
Yeah, he doesn't quite make the spacing properly.
Excalibur ties it up, man.
He's a little bit frustrated about that one, missing the spacing on that up strong. But 2-2.
2-2.
Game point. Could be anybody's game. These players have been playing really, really solid this entire set. And I'm excited to see what stage they go to. Merchant Port. Okay. Maple has a really, really strong presence here on Merchant Port because really putting Lily on any one of those 4 platforms is a great advantage.
Because your platforms are so small, so the plant covers a pretty wide area.
Yeah, it covers almost the entire platform, pretty much anywhere, as well as it being a larger ground space stage for Maple to kind of run around and do whatever she wants.
Her movement speed is a lot faster.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at that. I mean, just coming in like a little rodent.
Beautiful. And she is one of the only characters in the game where her wave dash is actually slower than her regular dash speed.
Wild.
So it is not efficient to wave dash across the entire stage like it is on most other characters.
Huh. We'll see. There you go. If you're bad at wave dashing, pull out
Maple or Malo.
Okay.
Maple or Malo are the 2 characters.
I do appreciate when fighting games include characters that, so when you're playing Smash Bros, if you're playing high-level Melee, if you don't know how to wave dash, you're kind of boned, right?
You're boned, yes.
But in some games, they balance that out by creating characters that don't rely on that mechanic or have other options aside from that, Maple being one of them here.
Yes, absolutely. As well as there was even a top player for a while that didn't know how to wave dash.
Nice.
He goes by the name of AZ Cards, and he was a Crag player, so he didn't actually even play Maple or Malo. He played Crag, who's a heavy and, in theory, would benefit from the that burst option that wave dashing provides, but he's just a solid fundamental player. It's really, really cool to see what kind of players and community this game breeds. It's 2-2.
It's fascinating, and it's something different. We get a lot of really excellent Smash play. Sometimes those sets can get kind of samey.
Yes.
Because we often have similar players, at the top. I mean, it's always exciting, right? But
absolutely,
it's just cool to get a little bit of variety every now and again.
It is good to get some variety. See, he parried there. He was trying to parry the Claren up B, but Excal waited for him.
Interesting.
And so he missed the parry. He didn't get anything off of it, but he didn't get parried and sent into pratfall after his wall jump. I am really excited to see that maybe... I'm hoping that Poopydoop can bring it back. We're going to see.
He would be a fun one to watch
Beautiful
in the
recovery
losers finals.
Oh, he whiffs the forward smash. Ooh, whiffs the down smash.
Uh-oh.
He takes that up smash, and that's the game.
There it is.
It's the game. And Excal takes it over Poopydoop 3-2 in losers semifinals.
Good set, though.
That was a really, really good set. Very exciting to watch. And really, really explosive gameplay from both Excal and Poopydoop.
Yeah, so, I mean, here's the thing, though. Excalibur's going to have to play the next several sets if he continues to win, and that could be a struggle, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So it'll be an uphill battle to get past Levin in the grand final, should he make it. But right now, we're going to go into Excalibur versus Snowstorm.
And actually, Snowstorm was the one that sent Excalibur into losers in the first place in a 3-0 sweep. So
So Snowstorm could stay alive here by doing it again.
we'll do it again. I'm excited to see the rematch. I think that there's maybe going to be a little bit of beef there.
People calling for Ehiss in the in the bracket. Ehiss is a heck of a guy, man. I'm excited. I hope he's here today.
Who?
He's a Yoshi player. His name is Hiss.
Peace.
Very, very cool dude. Very, like, that player in particular has grown so much in the last, 2 months. It's insane.
Really?
Which I always find cool.
Well, I personally, I take my opinion with a grain of salt because I don't really play Ultimate anymore. But
Sure.
I like Yoshi. I think Yoshi's a cool
Yoshi's
character.
cool. I used to live in Alaska, and there was a player that used to win all of those tournaments as a Yoshi as well, so that was cool.
I know that I was against. We had a Yoshi player when I played.
For all you Ehiss lovers, dude is still alive in bracket. He's facing Mirai up next in winners round 3. As you were. My apologies.
No worries. So here we are, the Forsburn Claren matchup.
Okay. Snowstorm on the Forsburn.
Yes.
Excalibur sticking with the Claren.
And this matchup can be a struggle for non-movement oriented players such as Excal, because Forsburn has got that frame data. And so if you can't space Claren's aerials properly, Forsburn will win those trades every time. He's got a frame 4 forward air. Very, very strong.
Oh,
good
but
combo tool.
first kill to Excalibur?
First stock.
Okay.
It's very exciting to see. Good ledge dash from him. First part of the up B into a ledge dash. Allowed him to get back on stage safely with non-predictable timing.
Oh.
And then Snowstorm takes the stock right back with an up strong.
Very
Wow.
cool. Oh.
Ooh.
Looked like he might have been turned the wrong direction there. That or he read a roll.
He was turned the wrong direction. It's really unfortunate. It happens quite often, actually, in this game. But
It can be tough. That's why I think that if you struggle with that as a player, like especially in Smash, rotating into one of the Shotos who have that auto turnaround can be really, really helpful.
absolutely.
Now, is there an auto turnaround equivalent in any of the cast here in Rivals?
Funny enough, one of them just got added.
Nice.
Olympia.
Okay.
Who is very, very similar to Ryu and Captain Falcon.
Okay.
However, the auto turnaround exists only on her back air.
Okay.
So if she hits you the back air, it auto turns around, and then you can hit a forward air in a combo with that.
Interesting.
So it gives you the option to auto turn around if you wish. That might be the stock. No.
He's
got some good
back.
recovery. Unless he covers it.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, he went for the grab and he missed it. And now, he fell out of the up strong. Good spacing from Excal and great DI.
Just keeping Snowstorm on the back foot here.
And the whiff down smash allows Snowstorm to get back into advantage state. Ooh, the cape forward strong just barely missing.
Making a big swing. Oh, that was a clone. Okay, Snowstorm takes that stock.
And it's 1-1, back to 1-1.
But 112% on Snowstorm, dude. That's a rough place to be.
It is a rough place to be, especially against a player like Excal, who is really, really solid with spacing. Incredibly solid with spacing. He can land those tippers on command, it seems. Ledge dash, perfect. The parry, that should be it. That's death.
Nice! Excalibur takes game 1.
Well, he's already doing better than he did in winners earlier, so.
I didn't change that last time. We're in losers finals there, folks. A lot of things to work with while also commentating. It can be kind of confusing sometimes.
Sure.
So bear with me.
It is. Ooh. That gets me excited. That gets me really excited, especially if you've been watching the stream, you know, and you saw the games that these two had against each other earlier. Watching what they're doing differently, the adaptation between sets is insane.
Yeah, because that last set, it was really, like, in favor of Snowstorm. So coming into this set, you would assume, but now we have Excalibur just playing it really well, having that just excellent spacing.
Beautiful spacing. Oh, that unexpected up B. You can catch people off guard with that sometimes with Forsburn. You catch people off guard with the raw up B on the stage.
And in a way, Excalibur is not letting Snowstorm be as aggressive as you might expect.
No.
Like, he's taking the initiative.
Absolutely. He is spacing it out. He's trying to bait out those aerials and approaches with those wave dashes. So run in, wave dash back, try to get him to throw a move. And then he throws one of his big hitboxes to contest.
Okay. Snowstorm getting in here. Sitting a stock ahead. Throws out the cape.
The beautiful down tilts. Misses the tech chase.
Okay. Both players just swinging right outside of their range here.
You can kind of tell that Excal maybe doesn't know this stage as well. He seems to be getting a little flustered on the platform movement. But he's still got that excellent ledge dash and spacing. So his fundamentals are carrying him to 114% on Snowstorm here. We'll see how the game develops further. See if that actually amounts to hopefully a stock and maybe even the game. Ooh, the parry of the combustion.
Nice. That looks like it might be kind of hard to do. How hard is that execution-wise?
Combustion is incredibly fast, and to parry that on reaction, especially just out in neutral like that, that is insane.
Now, granted, it's not done a whole lot of good because he is currently 2 stocks down, but
there he goes. He gets the first kill with an excellent parry. He's had some really good parries this game. In this set. Actually, this entire bracket, his parries have been crazy. Crazy, crazy good.
Okay, Excalibur making it back.
But he hits those 2 back airs, and this sends Excal into disadvantage. Ooh, that down air not quite doing what Snowstorm might have wanted, sending him back onto stage.
Snowstorm using that combustion to kind of obscure the vision here on the right side.
So quick with that.
Excalibur on the back foot, 139%.
I think he gets the conversion. Oh, he misses the tech, and that's it.
Oh.
And the Snowstorm takes game 2. They're tied up 1-1. I'm really excited to see another game like we had with Poopydoop.
Yeah.
Excal. Another 2-2 last game slugfest.
We could. We very well could. And then after that, man, the night continues. We're going to have Smash Ultimate after this.
Oh.
And that's going to be crazy.
That is going to be excellent. Very excited to see that.
Tomorrow, we've got fighting games. Hopefully, we'll get some King of Fighters, which I haven't seen yet.
Really? I'd be really excited to see. Do you ever do Central Fiction, BlazBlue Central Fiction here?
Not yet, but is that the one that just either is getting rollback or has rollback
Just
now?
got rollback.
Okay, yeah, it's something that we've certainly talked about and brought up, but it's kind of just depends on what people want to see, right? Like tomorrow is very traditional fighters, but people can bring in anime fighters if you want to and kind of play it around.
And I think that is a really exceptional. It's really standout in the terms of anime fighters. I've played a lot of anime fighters. I used to play a lot of Undernight. I used to compete in Undernight tournaments.
Oh, nice.
And I've played BlazBlue a lot and Central Fiction. Central Fiction's a really, really solid game.
Very cool. I own it. I think I picked it up right when it was on sale, right before
really
around when that news came out.
Oh, we're seeing Snowstorm go really deep for this.
Okay.
But he misses the smoke by a little
Yo.
pixel, and he dies for it.
Crazy.
It's that, like those little minuscule things that can cause you to die in these higher level matches.
Oh, nice catch.
Beautiful. Oh, and the conversions.
Okay.
He's getting some good damage, about 38% off of that, which is not bad. Not bad at all.
No, you can take that one to the bank, man. Cash it out. Excalibur trying to make more money in the bank.
Yeah.
But here comes Snowstorm.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. And Snowstorm knows that he wants to land on the platform there because that's where he is going to be. Perfect conversion from Snowstorm, but that's where Excal is going to be the most useful in terms of Clarence moveset, is on that platform trying to get back on, because a lot of her hitboxes will hit through the platform.
Okay, yeah.
So you can kind of challenge Florsburn where he can't really touch you. And that's exactly where Excal wants to be. It seems like he's been struggling to get to that spot, at least the past couple games, especially on Frozen Fortress and now on this stage, because this just has the two side platforms.
Oh,
yeah.
Really fast game.
Excal really seems to flourish when there's top platforms, it seems. At least that's what I've noticed from his gameplay and watching his sets. He seems to flourish in places like Tower of Heaven and places like even Jules Vale, where there's that moving. It's kind of the Smashville. It's got the moving platforms.
Yeah.
Oh.
Looks like we're going to maybe... Yep, okay, so stages weren't exactly picked right, I guess?
It's possible.
Oh, maybe he was on the edge there somehow and ended up clicking the wrong one.
Okay, look at this. So this is a stage that has both a lower platform and a top platform. Which kind of makes the center control of this stage really interesting to watch, because you can either come down from the lower platform, land really quickly with an aerial, or you can kind of mix up your landing a little bit with that top platform. But it is small. It is a small stage.
Yeah, this is the one that's got the really low ceiling, right?
Actually, I believe this one has a fairly high ceiling, if I remember correctly. It's a small stage, but it has big blast zones.
Okay.
So characters that can go off stage and really challenge you off stage will excel on this stage. For example, Rolo is a character that really excels on this stage because he has that he has those like chic needles.
Okay.
Oh,
whoa, nice.
Beautiful conversion from Excal. See, this is what I mean. He really flourishes with that top platform, being able to wave dash off of it, hit the down air, but then Excal takes it right back.
Okay. We're all evened up. But yeah, chic needles.
Yes, the chic needles off stage, and it's incredibly impressive to deal with unless you have, you know, those recovery mix-up options. You can just get needle forward aired off stage, and oftentimes that's it. So it's really, really cool to watch Rolo do Rolo things on this stage, but it's incredibly frustrating to play against.
I believe it. And of course, if you are kind of new to the stream, be sure to give us a follow. Check us out on social media. Do you have a social media, by the way?
I do.
All right, plug that real quick while we're in the middle of this.
I've got a Twitter. Twitter is the handle is McStanky07.
Oh, classic name.
Oh,
we're evened up again, though.
Yeah, we're seeing more of those really wonderful conversions on the top platform from Excal here. And those beautiful forward air one hits into these down tilts or forward tilt. Really, he's getting a lot of mileage out of his aerials. Not sure how I feel about that down smash and neutral, but he's taking it back. He's got him into disadvantage. Oh,
nice guess.
He called out the clone, and he still got him in disadvantage. That's a back air. That could lead the end of the game.
Can you do it again? Okay, cover enough to hit both.
He's still in disadvantage. Oh, and that's a parry. Oh, but he misses the parry punish. He couldn't drop plat.
Oh,
those back air chains are dangerous.
Either way, it's getting super sketchy.
Oh, forward air,
Whoa.
back air. Oh, I'm scared.
Wow.
Oh, he couldn't make it back. Poor DI from Excalibur. And Snowstorm
takes the set, but
3-1.
man, that was close.
That was very, very,
Very close.
It was nail biting. And now, I guess in grands, here we see Snowstorm and Levin back for a run back.
We're getting Levin.
Although I feel like playing those games back to back can really tire you out.
Yes, it can.
So
start to be a factor as we get further along in the bracket, man.
yeah, and it's going to be really interesting to see how Snowstorm performs after playing that. It looked like a really strenuous set to try to play against Excal.
Yeah, I mean, we might just get more Forsworn, so we very well could get the mirror match, but will Levin switch off to the other fire character?
Oh, I don't know if he does that in grands.
We'll see.
I'm excited to see if he does. I mean, he did say to me
He's
earlier,
got 6 sets to kind of play it out,
Yeah.
right? Like, he could just switch into a character, and if he ends up getting into the reset, he'll just, go back into whatever he's most comfortable with.
Right, go back into Forsburn and just, take those games. Although Levin did tell me that he is going, we're seeing a Zetter come out. There it is. That is Excalibur's character.
Okay.
He is incredible at him, and we're seeing Snowstorm switch off of Forsburn
Into
back-
Raster.
Raster. This is that was Snowstorm's old main, and he decided to switch off Raster because he couldn't perform with him online. So
Things are starting to shake up a little
This
bit
is
here.
very
Okay.
interesting. I'm excited to see this. We get to analyze a little bit of Raster and
Zetterburn.
Zetterburn gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen Raster yet today, so
No.
this is going to be fun.
So
This character utilizes a lot of these vertical lines,
Yes.
right? That's how that works?
Absolutely. So that is called his slipstream.
Or horizontal lines.
Yes. That's called his slipstream. So his slipstream gives him a huge burst of momentum in the air,
Okay.
and it will allow him to chain these crazy aerial combos together.
Meanwhile, Levin is just rushing in. This is the rushdown character.
Yes.
We've compared it to Fox.
It is very Fox. People often say, well, if you like Fox, play Ori, and that's not necessarily the case. But I think that this is really a lot of what Fox has to offer. Zetter's fast. He has a really good shine. He's got
A basic projectile.
basic projectile. Yep.
Mhm.
It's more of a Falco laser.
Oh.
That might. Ooh, that's a very good DI from Snowstorm. But Raster dies incredibly early. In comparison,
Watch that percent. Oof.
that's coming out. Zetterburn, when he has you on fire, that can spell the end of the game at as much as 40.
You get extra knockback specifically,
Yes.
and maybe a couple extra percent?
Yep.
Or is it specifically knockback?
You get extra percent and knockback.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes. It is a very, very strong tool to have, and he has lots of ways to apply it. He has his back air, he has his down B,
Oh,
and that catches.
Oh,
That's
oh.
it. And he got an achievement on stream.
No, there's another one. That makes 2 so far. We're out here making Steam points, man.
Perfect. And so Raster's whole game plan is to get you into one of these combos.
Oh.
He dropped it because Levin was able to tech on the platform, but it's one of those where he hits up air after up air after up air, and it's just inescapable depending on your DI.
Very cool. Fairly even percent.
And Raster can follow you so well, but
Oh, nice.
Zetterburn has this really explosive offense, like we're seeing here. Like Levin just taking advantage and running with it, because he has all these options to kill you so early.
Wow, that was almost scary.
It's very, very scary.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm just waiting for these particular conversions. Very high slipstream.
ooh! He tries to wave shine up smash and then misses it because he DIs hard out. The parry? Oh, but it's a jab check. Oh my goodness, this is scary. This is scary. Oh, look at that. That was the parry bait. He jumped up, did nothing. Snowstorm parried, and he got the stock for it. And the game.
Damn.
It's really that minuscule. It's down to the wire. That much.
That's crazy.
You make one little mistake, and that can spell the game. or a stock at least.
Seems like Rivals has the ability to swing in either direction really well.
The comeback in Rivals is more incredible than any other fighting game I've ever seen. Like you can come back from 0 to taking, you could be down 3-1 and come back and win the game.
I think some of my favorite comebacks kind of fall in like the traditional fighters. Like I've seen some very, very smart Street Fighter play. There was a viral clip go out recently that was an Abigail versus a Guile that was awesome in Street Fighter V.
Absolutely.
I would have quit the game forever though had I been that Guile. I'd been like, nope, we're done.
It really does get frustrating like that sometimes when you can't perform in the way that you want to or that you think you should be able to.
Well, getting to like almost victory and then getting periodically just chunked away, that's a rough feeling. But currently we do have the first stock.
Yeah, Levin took it with a shine spike. You got to charge shine, and that just spiked off the edge. That's
nice.
It. That's an interesting thing about Zetter compared to Fox. Zetter can charge a shine. Does more knockback, more percent, and it can, like that, charge. He waited a little bit there for it. It gives you that variable time.
Look at Levin's face. He's really looking for it.
He's really getting into it. Oh,
really wants the finish.
Watching it.
It's funny.
The more that I watch his face, like either. Oh, it is.
I wonder if that's a tell. Honestly, it might be a slight tell.
It could be a tell. I wonder if he's doing it to, just. I wonder if he's hamming it up.
That, or maybe he's just like sore in his jaw. I don't know, but that's interesting. Throwing on cams is a fascinating piece of it. And I like that on Rivals we have the ability to see the stage bans. We don't have that in Smash Bros.
Right.
We might eventually. It's something that we would like to find a solution for. And there are solutions out there. It's just figuring out whatever works best for us.
Absolutely.
But I like how Rivals is like tournament ready kind of out of the box.
Yes.
Like you get those bans. You have the tournament rule sets.
Yep.
It marks how far people are in the set. Like
it's really, really good. It has such a good system for having, this tournament setup, and I'm actually really surprised that it's not more of a popular game. That I just don't think that it gets that much coverage, or at least as much coverage as like Nintendo characters will get.
Oh,
he makes it back with the down B. Oh, the good tech, brilliant tech.
Whoa, Levin coming out on that. Big brain moves today.
This is still anyone's game. Oh! That up B is killer. We haven't seen that come out.
Snowstorm needs a big conversion here to come alive.
Which, for Raster, is actually not a problem. He can really get it as long as he doesn't get put into disadvantage too hard. Jab checks him. He misses the follow-up with that slipstream. Beautiful. This is like tooth and nail, really, like down to the wire.
Oh, my goodness.
That is it. Oh, my God. He took it back. He took it back from being 3-1.
That was awesome.
This is exactly the comeback that we were talking about. Like,
look at him. He's pumped. He's like, yeah.
He knows.
Yeah. I don't know how much like competitive stuff you get to watch, dude, but I got to watch Frosty Fausting's top 8 in Guilty Gear Strive. One of the best top 8s I've ever seen in my life. It was so good.
I've tried so hard to get into Strive, and I just can't do it.
Check out that stream, man. That was a really cool stream. The VOD's on YouTube somewhere. Okay, coming into Game 3.
Really strong from...
I don't know who to put it in advantage right now, man. Like, because of the way both of these characters can just kind of, like, take away a stock.
Absolutely. Yeah, like, I mean, they talk about, like, dishonesty in fighting games being the ability to just, like, okay, I went from being an advantage to all of a sudden I'm dead. And both of these characters are kind of like that. I wouldn't ever consider them dishonest because, there's a lot of Rivals characters like that, but, they both have that capability to just, I caught you in one stray move and now you're dead.
Yep.
And they're up 2-2. They took each other's stocks relatively quickly, one after another.
It's not necessarily a touch of death, but for players who are on the receiving end of that, I'm sure it could feel like that.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. And when you get caught in one of those combos as a lower level player, it's cool, honestly. As somebody like me, it's just like, wow, that's so neat. I didn't know that you could do that. But then, on these high level sets, that's really what makes the games go round. Is those like little Like, okay, I touched you in this way, and so I can get this conversion off of it.
Oh,
like
nice.
that. He got a sour spot forward air and was able to convert it into 2 up airs and take the stock.
Crazy. All right, so potential victory here in reach for Levin to take that second game.
Oh, I think he takes it here with the
Oh, yep. All right,
Perfect.
2-1.
the sweet spot forward air. Incredibly strong move, incredibly strong, kills really early.
Potentially one more point away from taking away a victory here at the Freeze Frame Grand Finals in Rivals of Aether. Regardless, I've had so much fun with this. This is super cool.
This is a very, very fun game to watch. It's a very fun game to commentate, and it's a fun game to play.
Yeah.
It's really fun on all sides of the spectrum. And
so if y'all want more of this, let us know on social media or in the Discord or something. Say, hey, I really liked that Rivals of Aether stream here at Black Ice. I want to join that. I want to see more of that. Let us know.
Please do. And if you have the capability, come in for the tournaments.
Yeah.
It's really, really fun to compete in, no matter what level you're at. Oh, and I don't know if you know this, but Levin is the 14th best player in the world.
That's kind of what we've been hearing is
Yes.
like, Levin's really good.
Yep. Levin is incredible. And so seeing this, you know, these games between Snowstorm and Levin go so close really just kind of leads you into that, like, okay, wow, there are so many good people at this game that I don't even know about. Oh, my
Speaks volumes
goodness.
for Snowstorm, who was holding his own pretty much.
Right. That stock was really, really explosive from Levin, but I think Snowstorm can really take it back here with a couple stray hits.
Just really excellent left side carry there for
Yes,
that last combo on
absolutely.
Levin.
He was almost at the blast zone and hit him with a sweet spot forward air. This is those raster combos that everybody talks about. He gets that pop up into the air, and when you're popped up into the air, that's exactly where he wants you.
Okay.
Perfect with that, and the clap. And the clap.
Nice. Very cool from Snowstorm, who
Yes.
keeps things alive, sitting at 50%, which not much, but it's not nothing.
It's a sizable amount of percent for raster, who can die at like 70 or 80.
Sure, sure.
And beautiful play with the slipstream, canceling those projectiles from Levin, not being able to get this fire on him, or trying not to be able to, and he gets that.
Just contested it every single time and walks away with another stock.
This is what I mean, that I think Zetterburn's advantage state is one of the best in the games. It's so incredibly oppressive, or it can be. Look at that. Forward air.
Okay.
Oh, and he catches him.
Whoa, raster stuff.
Doesn't quite kill. And he gets the conversion off Shine.
He's back again, though.
This might be the end of the game for... Oh, he fast falls the tornado. He's getting into it.
Okay.
Charging down smash.
Went
and
for
the
it.
clap.
What
Not
else you
quite-
got, Snowstorm?
Not quite enough to kill.
It's not done until it's done.
Take it back. Oh.
Oh, Levin is being very aggressive, trying to make the catch here.
He has the space to be aggressive. He has a whole nother...
Oh!
Good catch from Snowstorm.
We're 1-1. Holy shnikes.
This could be...
We could get more games.
We could get more games. This could be Levin's tournament, or we could get some more games.
Oh, Snowstorm.
Ooh, this is a very dangerous spot. Oh,
Okay.
he's bringing it back. He's bringing it back.
Hanging out in that slipstream, but Levin's on the offensive.
And he... Ooh,
Okay.
good parry. These two players are playing incredibly well, and it's just this battle of wits that you see, like... Ooh, this is
Okay.
so scary.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, it's always so exciting to see Snowstorm bring that back. from
That
the
was
deficit.
awesome.
Very, very good show from both of these players. Wow.
Holy crap.
And so
I'm going to
we're-
reset our sound there for a second just to, because it sounded like the clap was slightly off, so I
It
just
was.
wanted to kind of maybe fix that for us.
For sure. And this is
Game 3.
game... This is game 5.
Yep, you right. Yeah.
It was game 5, so this is Snowstorm's chance for him to reset bracket. Let's see what
That
stage
would be
they're
cool. Tempest?
on. Tempest?
Treetop?
No, we're seeing treetops. So, this is an interesting stage.
Okay.
Raster doesn't have as much space to kind of dodge around Zetter's aggression as much on this stage. However, off the top, because of that top plant, those kills can come really early.
That was certainly an early one, dude.
He's got 5% on him, and still 5%. Shine Spike tries to get another one, misses it, and here comes Snowstorm in with the back airs. Not quite making it. This is just a spectacle to watch. Like, sometimes I stop saying anything and just.
That's the beauty of it, man.
Flabbergasted by how impressive both these players are.
Some of the things I've seen here in the Black Ice space has been literally incredible.
I feel like this is such a good space for the magic to happen.
Mm-hmm. It's all about those players, though. I don't do anything on cam this impressive, so it's really cool just to have a stage for them to perform.
It is. They're entertainers in the true sense of the word, just as well as being, masters of their craft.
Mm-hmm. Levin sitting at a 3-1 lead.
We've seen Snowstorm take this back before.
Oh, Kate
techs it.
Nice.
This might be over for Snowstorm. He loses the fire. Levin's off stage. His recovery mixes are limited. I don't think he gets back from this. Oh,
went for
unfortunate. That's
it. There it is.
And Levin
is your grand final champion. Winner. Nice. Nice.
This was a fantastic game from both of these two.
Woo! There you go.
Wow. Just amazing.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me
again.
Plug absolutely. Your stuff again. Tell everybody who you are.
So I'm Cort, otherwise known as Odin. You can catch me around playing Rivals, and on Twitter I'm McStanky07, and on Discord you can find me in any of probably the Black Ice Discord. I'll be there.
Yeah, we would love to hang out with you, man. Definitely pop in and just say hello. But, of course, that was Rivals of Aether here at the Black Ice Space. It's freeze frame, though, baby. Smash Ultimate's coming here in just a second.